West
I'd
Indians.
pull up Spirit of the Prophets.
And they would disregard Loya, which he would be considered the Haitians. So you have so read what Eidos.
Yeah, so Eidos is the American descendants of slavery.
Well, read a little bit like
It says American descendants of slavery is a term referring to descendants of enslaved Africans in the area that would become the United States from its colonial period onward.
Right. So, but they disregard Benjamin, and they'll disregard Loya, and they'll say, which is true to a point, that when they come to America, they pretty much don't want to fuck with Judah. All right. Now they can behave like that, but in the faith, we understand that we got 12 tribes in Israel. Get a shot of the sign, kind of lift it up or whatever. We got 12 tribes in Israel. It's not just American blacks. The American blacks will be the tribe of Judah. You also have Levi, and you have Benjamin, all right, which are not American. They weren't enslaved in America for the main part. Then you did have certain ones that came from the Caribbean, the islands, back and forth between different plantation owners, Edomites, but we all suffer under Esau. So what they're trying to do, they're trying to partition American slavery from when it comes to resources. Basically what they're doing, they're begging the white man to double the resources, like college grants. They're open to all so-called Negroes. But with Eidos is they feel some type of way about that because they weren't in slavery in the Americas. So they're saying when they come here, like Nigerians do, West Africans, when they come here, they get to take full benefits of the resources that Judah, they saying like the fought, died for, was on the sugar cane and cornfields and cotton fields for. So they feel some type of way, you know. Now again, they can be all into the tribalism and all to the politics because they're not in the faith. So they're supposed to think like that. The same thing with the Northern Kingdom versus the Southern Kingdom. You know, they think that there's different. It's a different fight. It's a different battle. Yeah, we all suffer differently. Right? But we suffered differently, but it was the same suffrage. We were put in the chains. We were had to work and not earn a wage. We were tortured, traded between different plantations, different countries. But they're making it like it's because they're staying on Egypt for help. They want that reparations shit, which they're never going to get. Right. And they're making that damn separation. So it's not only separation between the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom, it's separation even between the Southern Kingdom. Oh, and it's definitely separation with the Northern Kingdom. You know, they have Mexican, Salvadorian wars and shit. They fight, kill each other, stab each other, fuck up.
You know, I was gonna say too, like, this might be a little off topic, but like, you know, they try to act like Jake's Genesis was from slavery, right? Like everything started from slavery, and we're trying to get reparations for slavery, and then the Israelites Genesis started way before us coming here to America, even before us going to Africa. But they don't want to look into that. They don't want to look into the real history that we're actually the chosen people of the Lord. And there's a reason why we're even enslaved in the first place. You know, people are ignorant willingly now want to get into that, but they want to focus on the genesis of slavery when that wasn't the genesis of our people.
Yeah, and you got these same guys that Eidos, A1, and American blacks, and we know Benjamin and Levi ain't gonna really look out for us. Well, look, that's y'all in the world. When you come into the faith, you gotta put those differences aside. If Benjamin don't like Judah, or if Levi don't like Judah, they say they lazy, they stand on corners. I've heard all this, growing up. The lawyer saying that about Judah. Look, we not standing on corners. So again, we ain't trying to. That shea butter is not supposed to be yellow. All right, that shea butter ain't supposed to be yellow like that. That they cut that with chemicals and stretch that shit. You got that from the fucking Arabs. It's supposed to be like a slightly tinted white, cream color, if I'm describing that right. So if you ever see shea butter that yellow, is garbage. It's not. Shea butter is supposed to be pure from West Africa. That's where most of it comes from. Alright? He just threw me fuck off. Yeah. But whenever you see that shit, alright, that yellow fucking shea butter, don't buy it. It's fucking garbage. It's stretching. Alright? Alright? But back to the point. in the world, all the tribes are partitioned. They can have a gang war. They can hate each other. Nigerians can come to America and take advantage of the benefits that Judah that's been here for hundreds of years ain't taking advantage of. All right, they be saying that like, if you ain't taking advantage of it, I mean, look, that's on you, on the college ranks and all that. But they say the West Africans, Nigeria, Sierra Leone, they come here and they get the scholarships that American blacks were supposed to get, supposed to be for them. All right? But look, in the faith, they always going to war. Ain't nothing you can do to convince the brothers that are not in the faith that you ain't supposed to be really fighting and arguing like that. You're supposed to come together under our common thing that we have is Yahweh Shai. Our differences, you gotta say something? Our differences, we gotta put that shit aside because it's not going to be fruitful. All right, yes, there are subtle differences. All right. We suffer in different places, but it's all under the rule of the so-called white man.
Yeah.
Esau benefited off it. You got Judah that suffered in America. You got Benjamin that suffered in the islands. You got a lawyer that suffered in the islands. You got Ephraim that suffered on the islands. Our common enemy is the so-called white man. Now again, not trying to convince Ados, West Indians, lawyer, we ain't trying to convince you motherfuckers to get along, because you know you're not, and that's a curse. The curse is that the eyes are going to be evil towards your brother. We can might as well get those things too. It's not just the Northern Kingdom and the Southern Kingdom. All right, it's the Northern Kingdom that are beefing with each other, and the Southern Kingdoms that are beefing with each other. All right, and they beef with each other across the damn borders. That's what we're doing.
All right, so I'm going to read a little bit more of this brother got a precept. It says the ADOS movement focuses mainly on demanding reparations for the slavery in the United States. They push for colleges, employers, and federal governments to prioritize ADOS and acknowledge that affirmation action policies originally designed to help ADOS have been largely to benefit other groups.
Oh, say that. I didn't read that. I didn't read that. I'm telling you, I'm not reading it. All right? But that's, I've seen a couple arguments on YouTube, man, and I'm seeing dudes argue like they like saying, should we care about lawyer or not? You know?
This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 33. It says, "Thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together."
Right. Go ahead.
It says, "And all that took them captives held them fast, they refused to let them go."
Yeah, I am, my family line, to my knowledge, was oppressed here in Babylon, America. Then you had Lawyer that was oppressed over there in Hispaniola, in the Dominican Republic, right there. You had Ephraim that was oppressed over there. You got Issachar and Zebulon and Asher that was oppressed in their areas. We're still Israelites. All the prophecies still fit us. All right. Now in the world, they're gonna be separate. They're gonna be partitioned. All right, that's all enough. All right, so we were oppressed together. All right, that was it. Switch it up.
Yeah, but brothers,
That was it. Yeah.
support the
This is,
opposite.
Yep, this is the book of Zephaniah chapter 2, I think it's 1. Zephaniah 2 and 1. Gather yourselves together, gather together, O nation not desired.
Right, and it's a curse for the tribes to be fighting each other like that. I have to wonder if when Lawyer get over here, he don't want to work with Judah. And when Judah see him coming, so you ain't fucking with us anyway. You know? That's a curse. And it's a perfect storm to cause division. So we'll never actually progress to coming back to our nationality. You know, that's only going to happen for 2/3 that come here in Babylon. You got West Africans coming here to Babylon. You got Lawyer coming here to Babylon. You got Benjamin coming here to Babylon. And if they not of the elect, that means they up to 2/3 here in Babylon. They make up that number whom the Lord's going to destroy. So if you want to not get along, you're going to fight each other. You don't believe, a lot of you guys don't believe in the scriptures. You know, that's a common thing amongst you. Don't all of them. The white Esau wrote the book. I read it front to back. You know, it don't make sense. Ados say it. Then you got Lawyer. The West Africans, they come up, they're Catholic, they worship the devil. Give me the devil out the damn bag. Then they worship him as Catholics. worship this fucking. Right? They wonder why you get lassoed on the damn border with a fucking free fucking platter by Mexican food and shit. You know? That's the curse. You coming to America, you don't know the Lord is drawing you to America to destroy you. You think a bunch of lawyers gonna come into the truth, Benjamin gonna come into the truth, crossing the border? They ain't come here for the Bible. They came here to make money. That's what they came here for. All right? And they came here worshiping this fucking devil. And then witchcraft and voodoo too. They kind of mix it all together. All right? This is a man that lived in the 1400s. Man, Antonio Borgia. All right? His father was Rodrigo Borgia. All right? So they worship this devil. All right? And they believe they're going to get success by coming here. The Lord is drawing you here to destroy you. Now, given you might have a certain percentage that are coming here to be saved, but most people in Babylon America are going to be destroyed. He said 2/3 there should cut off and die. That means Benjamin, Lawyer, and Judah that's coming from the other country, coming to Babylon. The Lord is drawing them to kill you. Wait a minute, Issachar, Zebulon, Asher. He's drawing you here to destroy you. All right. So that division, we don't have that division in Yahushua. The common thing we have is Yahushua bringing us together under His Spirit, under His Holy Spirit. All right. Now we're not acknowledging, oh, you got a culture from there, you got another culture from there, and then they all talk shit about Judah. All right. Now sometimes I get together and talk shit about Judah. You got to get rid of that spirit, right? If you are if you are a believer, you in the world, you're gonna continue to do that shit. You're gonna go to college, get your STEM degrees and all that. Let's go around it, man. Get your STEM, take advantage of the benefits we saw it's going to give you. Remember, he has things attached to it now. All right? So you're taking advantage of those grants and loans. You might have to get a damn vampire shot, a damn shot, pretty soon. And now that it's coming to it, it's coming to it. You gotta, whether you take the drugs, you gotta show. You even got concerts where they're saying you gotta show your vax card. But then you don't have to have a vax card at the same time. It's fucking stupid. I just read one of my favorite composers on his website. He said for his concert he's about to have, you gotta show your vax card, and but if you're unvaccinated, you can still come. It's like fucking stupid. So why are you showing your vax card for? If you can still come in, and you both still gotta wear it. It literally said this on his Twitter. It said both still have to wear the mask. So why are they making you show your vax card if you still gotta wear your mask if you're unvaccinated or vaxxed? Because they're trying to get you used to it. Used to showing your identification.
It's conditioning.
It's conditioning. I couldn't believe I couldn't believe it. Like, why would you? I would think they would say only, but no, they're inclusive. You can still get in if you don't take the drugs. But if you are vaxxed, you got to show like that's fucking stupid. That's ridiculous. Superfluous.
That's just to cause division among the people anyway.
Right. Yeah.
That's ultimately what it's designed to do.
God. Yep.
People fight against each other.
Yep. Like they doing this border shit. We got Judah saying, do we really care that lawyer is suffering right now, trying to get over on the border? Yeah, go ahead. Would you finish that? Yeah. All right. Well, this is brother right there.
Hosea 9 verse 13. Ephraim, as I saw Tyrus, is planted in a pleasant place, but Ephraim shall bring forth his children to the murderer.
Right. God. Yeah. Pretty much Puerto Rico is pretty much a state, I believe, because companies like Microsoft, they smuggle money through U.S. territories, like Bill Gates did it. He smuggled, to avoid taxes, he'll have his LLC set up in Puerto Rico, and he'll funnel money through Puerto Rico to save money on taxes. All right. Then he'll act like that's not what he was doing. And I saw an interview some years ago. Yeah, it was all theater anyway. He knew exactly the question. They meet each other. He knew exactly the questions he's going to be asked on the clip I'm talking about. Yep. You know, and he was act like, you know, like a fucking weasel he is. And that's preposterous. You know how these worm-looking Edomites at, you know. So Ephraim, Puerto Rico, they pretty much a state. So because you don't have to have a passport, you don't have to have a passport to go back and forth to Puerto Rico. I don't believe it. It's still like that. Yeah, I don't think you have to have a passport. This idea, whatever, they go back and forth. So you got Ephraimites that are coming to America. What for? To make money. They don't give a fuck about America. They might have family in New York and Philly, and, you know, but in Florida, but they don't give a fuck about America. They come into America to make money because there's opportunity here. All right. So the prophecy is Ephraim, the Ephraimites. A lot of them are going to come to America, just like Loya, just like Benjamin, for a better life to make money. All right. The murderer are the Edomites, Esau. All right, the government. All right, and they're doing it through various ways. They're doing it through drugs, experimental drugs. They're doing it through police. They're doing it through self-deletion. All right. So, as woke, you know, Israelites that know our identity, our biblical identity, we're supposed to separate ourselves from Esau, the riches of this world, the tribal differences, the different culture. All right, we might have different cultures, but our main culture that we all identify with is the Holy Bible. All right, that's the culture, the custom that we're supposed to stick to, like glue. You know, everybody got their own food and style and kind of clothes, kind of dress. All right. Oh yeah. Well, we finished this?
Yeah, finish.
Got two. It's Isaiah 9:21, to go right to the point. Manasseh, Ephraim, and Ephraim, Manasseh, and they together shall be against Judah. For all this, his anger is not turned away. It says Manasseh, Ephraim.
Not a trick Bible to read.
Yeah,
right?
and Ephraim, Manasseh.
Read again.
This is Isaiah 9:21. Manasseh, Ephraim, and Ephraim, Manasseh, and they together shall be against Judah. For all this, his anger is not turned away, but his hand is stretched out still.
Yeah, so it's not a myth that, you know, when the brothers and they come from the islands, they at certain points they don't really want to fuck with Judah like that, and Judah the same way. Yep. You know, but then you have in certain instances, like in certain situations, like you go to an Edomite school, right? So it's a Judite there and an Ephraimite. Like situations I was in a lot, you know, even though I grew up with Ephraimites anyway, but in the Edomite school, only one Ephraimite and one Judite there. Of course, we came right together, you know, and got the work done, you know. I was Judite myself, and you had a Colombian, Asher. All right, only one there. So we came right together. All right, Wayne tried to go and partition ourselves away with Esau. So I seen him, he seen me. We got it right together. All right. So we all, yeah. So we are the 12, make up the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, this ADOS thing, historically, what it's called, African
descendants of slaves, yeah.
Right. That's why that causes further division. I forgot exactly what I was going to say, but it'll come back to it.
Yep. This is Isaiah 11 and verse.
Oh, that's what I got. It's like that's where you get that 12 tribes of Judah shit from. All right?
Oh, yeah.
That ADO spirit.
Yep.
They're just concerned about just one tribe. American descendants of slaves, not Caribbean descendants of slaves, not so-called South American descendants of slaves. They're just concerned about one. That's why you got a sign that says 12 tribes of Judah, which all 12 tribes can't be one tribe. It's a misnomer. It's like it's confusion, really. I can see if you were you said all of them were Negroes and then put each different tribe. But didn't the sign say all Judah all the way down?
Yep.
The 12 tribes of Judah. It said all Judah.
Yeah.
If you want to make a lie,
American Negro, American Negro,
if you make a, we scattered throughout the earth. We scattered. But did it say Judah all the way down? No.
Well, no, it had the 12 tribes, Judah and Levi. American Negro. Yeah.
So they trying to say we partitioned just in America.
Yeah.
Okay, the scriptures say that goes against the prophecy. That goes against the prophecy, so you can't even use that.
It's a two-way argument anyways.
Right.
You're going to argue that all the tribes are dark, then you would also have to argue how when we were brought over here, Esau was laying down with our women. So there's two sides to that argument. So if you're gonna judge after the ways of the flesh, you're really going off, because this thing is not about appearance, and that's all over the scriptures. You know where you got that, you know, it's not a Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So
Yeah, and they be these guys that are spiritually inept. They're not spiritual, and they're not even scriptural either. They're not scriptural first. Because they read it and spirit comes first, but when they read the scriptures, they omit things to be right. That's the only way they can be right a lot of times. They had to omit it. They had to partition what they're telling people, what they're reading.
Isaiah 11 and 13. It says, the envy also of Ephraim shall depart, and the adversaries of Judah shall be cut off. Ephraim shall not envy Judah, and Judah shall not vex Ephraim. But they shall fly upon the shoulders of the Philistines toward the west. They shall spoil them of the east together. They shall lay their hand upon Edom and Moab and the children.
Together. Spoil them of the east together. All right, not separately. Not our government that has to give us reparations, and then their governments got to give them reparations. It's all really about money. You know, they need to partition the English or partition the French for reparations. For resources and scholarships. All right, that's what ADOS be saying. All right. So, in the faith, our differences are aside. We don't have those differences. Right. All right. We all suffer together. We all have a common enemy. We all have a common former slave master, slave devil.
Yeah, we also have a common punishment from the Lord.
Yeah, and a common punishment. Yeah, we were oppressed together. Brother read it earlier. Yeah, we were oppressed together. We have a common punishment, which is slavery, exploitation of our land.
Right. Which is ultimately part of the curses for going off and not following the laws, like the Lord said it was going to happen in Deuteronomy. You know?
Right. Yeah. And it doesn't just apply to one group.
Right.
That was in a specific area, concentrated in America, Babylon. They were in the islands. They were in South America also, and scattered throughout the world. All right.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, go. You got something too? Go what you got.
This described the 12 chart sound we had. Ezekiel 37 verse 15. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, moreover, thou son of man,
that's the scripture.
take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions.
Yeah, it said Judah, right?
Yeah,
it said Ephraim. Yeah, so right on the stick, and that's what we did with the sign. All right, to know that, because when the temperature gets turned up, the people that are going to be coming to us is not just going to be Judah. It's going to be our natural ally. From Judah's perspective, it's going to be Ephraim. All right, Ephraim, Issachar, Shemai Wan, they are a natural ally. All right, that's of the northern kingdom. All right, so they're going to be coming to the camps. And they're gonna be inquiring. Yeah, you got, depending on where you live, you're gonna have certain groups. Certain Israelites are gonna be predominantly Issachar, and you got other groups that are gonna be predominantly Judah. That's because it's regional. All right. But when the Esau turn the temperature up, you're gonna have the elect amongst the Israelites that are gonna be coming from the various cities and suburbs. They're gonna be coming to the camps, wanting answers and wanting salvation. Some of them are going, if they are the elect, they're going to be healed. All right? And if they're not of the elect, then the Lord going to reject you. All right?
Yeah. Verse 17, and join them one to another in one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand.
Join them together in one stick, and they shall become one in thy hand. Meaning it's one nation. We're not partitioned. It don't matter if you lawyer. It don't matter if you Benjamin or Judah or Ephraim. We're one nation. All right. We have a common father, Jacob. All right. Jacob had 12 sons. All right.
You have a question?
You got a question? You're just listening. You just listening?
Verse 18.
Verse
18, and when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee,
Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, go ahead.
Saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Verse 19, say unto them, thus said the Lord power, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and
Stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, all right?
and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah,
Right.
and make them one stick, and they shall be one in my hand.
Make them one stick, and they shall be one. So Loya, Benjamin, Issachar, Parian, we're one nation. You have a different culture, but the culture that we have that's the same is the Holy Scripture. That's the record that we have a common culture. All right? Not part in the faith, we're not partitioned. We're being gathered together by the word. Right? I know it's a precept of Scripture. That's the thing that's gathered, not whether you eat more rice and beans than I do. All right? Or you like cantaloupe and watermelon. All right? It's not that's not the culture that's supposed to divide us. All right? That's not good. That's not a good enough answer. Because I was in slavery in America, I'm different because, or another brother different because he was under the curses on on the island of Hispaniola, Dominican Republic and Haiti. No, we the same. It even tells you in one of the parables about you had those that bore the heat of the day. Then you had new guys that came in and they got the same reward. So you can't discriminate like that. All right, that's a good precept to get too. About get that find that. Oh, you got something?
No.
Yeah, find that about the we all work for a penny.
Okay.
I believe that's the precept. We all work for a penny. So if a brother came in at the last minute, don't make him any much. I'm not better than him, even though he came in at the last minute, the last couple of minutes, or he's from a different part of the world. So I gotta have a different club for the brothers that's from America, since we the main camp. So we better than the people that's in France. We better than the brothers that's in Italy. No, we the same.
Say again.
The only difference is we were teaching longer than you because the truth came out of New York, out of Harlem. I believe that's where the school was.
Got a precept?
Yeah, I got it.
Sorry, you got that precept? But anybody got anything else before that? Before that parable?
Well, you read it. You were able to read down to 18, right?
Yeah, come on.
You got
Part
something?
where it says that we will be of one mind.
Yeah, come on.
Okay, good.
All right, what you got? Yeah.
This is Hosea 14 and 8. It says, Ephraim shall say, what have I to do with what have I to do with any more idols? I have heard him and observed him. I am a green fir tree. From me is thy fruit found.
If the tribes come to the camps and they forsake their wicked ways, then we have to accept them. All right? We got to accept them. We can't just turn them away. We got to accept them. So if they're not worshiping, Ephraim said he forsook his the idol. But and before it said Ephraim is given unto idols, leave him alone. But if he forsake the idol, then you accept Ephraim back. Ephraim is so-called Puerto Ricans. They're not Judah. All right, they're so-called Puerto Ricans. All right, go ahead.
So the book of Matthew chapter 20 and verse 1, and it reads, it says, for the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is in a householder, which went out early in the morning to hire laborers into his vineyard.
Right. Yeah, so the laborers are the workers. The workers. The people that are, or the brothers, the prophets, that are going out preaching the gospel. All right, the good, the bad, and the ugly. All right, not just, you got certain camps that just want to preach about the good. All right, you got to preach everything. Go ahead.
Verse 2, it reads, it says, and when he had agreed with the laborers,
That's wicked. Go ahead.
and when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day.
We agreed to work for a certain amount. All right. So that means while we're in the field, we can be killed, we can get beat up. All right. We can get separated. All right. We could go into extreme poverty. We can get sick. We can die. So we agreed under those conditions, for a price, for a penny. Under those conditions. All right, as it is written that if you don't bear the cross, don't get that scripture, you're not worthy to be his disciple. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead, read.
Sorry. And it says that he sent them into his vineyard, and he went out about a third hour and saw others standing idle in the marketplace. And said unto him, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whosoever is right, I will give you. And they went their way. Again he went out about the 6th and the 9th hour, and did likewise.
All right, so he saw people that wasn't doing the work, all right, that didn't know, and they came into the faith. They believed, and they started doing the work, doing the labor. All right, first it starts with yourself. All right, keeping the commandments to the best of your ability. All right, high holy days, dietary law, conducting yourself biblically. All right, which using the Gospels, the Proverbs, the law to govern your behavior. All right, what?
Fine. Verse 6, Matthew 20 and 6. And it reads, it says, in about the 11th hour,
Give me a proverb, something that's why it's saying.
he went out and found others standing idle, and said unto them, Why stand ye here all the day idle?
Yep.
They said unto him, Because no man hath hired us.
No man hath hired us. Good.
He said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right, that ye receive. So when even was come, the Lord of the vineyard said unto his steward, Call the laborers, and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first.
Yeah, beginning from the last to the first. So the Lord came back to hand out the reward. All right, for working in the field. What we're doing right now is field work. All right, remotes. All right, we're not in the house. All right, that would be at the studio or whatever. We out in the field. We in the field. All right, good.
It's verse 10. Oh, sorry, verse 9. It says, And when they came that were hired about the 11th hour, they received every man a penny.
Every man received a penny. All right, so you're not going to get 2 or 5 or 100 because you started at year 1 and the brother came in at year 75. You get the same reward, same wage. What?
God. And it says, verse 10, it says, But when the first came, they supposed that they should have received more, and they likewise received every man a penny.
Right, yeah, so look, you can try to equate that to brothers that been in the faith longer. You can say that certain Judites feel that way, that we've been working all this time. All right, they cut off.
Yeah, I think so. I don't see it coming up on the LCD.
Yeah, plug it out, plug it back in. Everything out. Turn it off. All right.
Turn this off?
Yeah, turn everything off and unplug everything. Plug it back. Plug it back in. All right. Get his description. Get his scripture and finish reading, fam.
What do you have?
What verse you in?
Is it Matthew 20? You got it, right?
All right, it's back. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was Matthew chapter 20.
No, you finish reading.
Oh, okay. So now, verse.
You get the same amount. Go ahead.
Yep, verse 10, or verse 11, Slakia. And it says, And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying,
Right, you can't be murmuring.
Right.
All right, no tribe can murmur. Okay, no tribe can murmur. Judah murmur against the Caribbean brothers. Caribbean brother murmur against Judah. West Africans murmur against Judah. Why y'all standing on corners? Go ahead. I don't stand on corners. And the scriptures tell you that we're going to be on the corners too. But they're not going to be selling fucking drugs though. Go ahead.
And they murmured against the good men of the house, saying, These last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden of the heat of the day.
Right, that's what Ados be saying. That's exactly what Ados be saying. He's like, wait a minute. The scholarships were for American blacks. So why do the lawyer get it? Why do West Africans get it? Why do East Africans get it? and Judah bore the heat of the day. Judah got sick, dog sick on him, and churches firebombed and lynched. That's how they feel. But this is what the Lord said.
But he answered one of them and said,
Go back to verse.
verse Matthew 20 and 12, saying, these last have wrought but 1 hour, and thou hast made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden of the heat, in heat of the day. Verse 13. But he answered one of them and said, friend, I do thee no wrong. Didst not thou agree with me for a penny? Take that thine is and go thy way. I will give unto this last even as unto thee.
Right, yeah. So that's over a wage, but you got the tribes, they basically pretty much don't even want to fuck with you at all. You know, at least in the parable, they just complaining about the wage. But Jake, they just want to be partitioned wholly, you know? So according to you got probably right, Ephesians, it said he broke down the middle wall partition and made a twain one. Two have now become one. And that's in the curses, Deuteronomy 28 chapter. So read Proverbs. You said you had something?
Yeah. Proverbs 8 verse 34. Blessed is the man that heareth me, watching daily at my gates, waiting at the post of my doors. For whoso findeth me findeth life, and shall obtain favor of the Lord.
Right, it don't matter where you came from. It's just why the Edomite couldn't stay here that long. He just trying to,
I'm just listening.
Yeah, you know. So it don't matter where you are, where you located in the earth. All right, if you are drawn by the word, all right, and you continue in that word, you're more than likely of the elect. All right? And you can't let tribalism, or you thinking you better than the next brother, get in the way of you coming to the knowledge of the truth. Because remember, so long as you stay partitioned, you're not going to fully develop. So you're going to be missing things when you broken in the different sections like that, because you're excluding the other tribes. So the Lord is not going to reveal to you the whole truth if you partition like that. All right? Got more?
Yeah, verse 36. But he that sinneth against me wrongeth his own soul. All they that hate me love death.
Yeah. So if you hate the laws, the commandments, the Lord's second coming, his first appearance, then you pretty much in league with death. And you going when the Lord comes back, you're not going to be of the elect. All right? So you have to focus on what the scriptures say. The scriptures say that we were scattered throughout the earth, and that we are under the curses. All right, the curse of slavery. All right, the curse of being the last hired, first fired. All right, the curse of Esau thinking that you're stupid automatically. All right, and he got to explain things to you, break it down to the molecule because you think niggas are stupid. All right, and then the tribe do the same shit to each other. You might be at a job, all of the blacks get together, all the Mexicans get together, they partition themselves like that. Or the Puerto Ricans get together and the so-called black tribes get together. Right?
Yeah, bear my cross scripture.
Yeah.
Luke 14 verse 26. If any man come to me and hate not his father and mother and wife and children and brethren and sisters, yea, and his own life also, he cannot be my disciple.
Right. So you got to put your personal feelings, your goals, accomplishments, whatever you're trying to obtain on this earth, you got to put that second, third, fourth. They got the work, the ministry has to be first. So that means everything got to be built around the ministry. Right? Put the air every now and then, until the hard the wind blows. Right?
Verse 3.
I got a perfect example. That's why you have something called the media. The word media goes back to the word medium. And in spiritualism, it's where they convey spiritual messages. So they use the airways for their programming and for their conditioning. And that's what they're really doing, is conjuring up evil spirits to, basically bewitch the people. Yeah, spiritual and mental conditioning through their media, through their entertainment, through the radio. That's all controlled by airwaves, television. Right? That's why they call TV television programming, because they're using the spirits on the left-hand side to push out the different, thought processes and ideas that they want you to conform to. So, and it's all spiritual. It's all spiritual. That's why a lot of these news outlets, they continue to say the same thing, because it's called an enchantment. The more they say it, the more people receive it, the more they believe it. That's it.
Repetition.
Yeah.
If you keep,
Shalom.
there's no spots. It's repetition. Yeah, you keep doing it over and over again, saying it over and over again. Eventually, you're gonna get used to it. Yeah, inculcate. Yeah. So Esau's a master at it.
And these stupid people who actually don't believe that actually has any influence on the psyche or the mind.
You got to remember.
That's why they keep taking ads out to do it over and over again. You don't even got to be spiritual to understand that.
These major social platforms pay billions of dollars for advertising, because advertising works. When you go into the store and you want to buy something, what you're referring back to when you make a purchase is that damn ad you saw. Oh, it kills 99.9% of germs. People think in their mind that quality comes based upon advertising, not whether or not that product actually holds any type of real value. But because this commercial told you it's better than the competitors, and you know what I mean, it's packaged a particular way, you led to believe that that's the better option.
Yeah, like at the supermarket.
Right.
You don't know what the hell it is. It's like you do it by experience.
Well, I did a video on this. Big Pharma actually pays the mainstream media to actually run ads for their different pharmaceuticals. And a lot of the board of directors that sit on the major media platforms are actually also sitting on the same board of directors as these big medical and pharmaceutical companies. And that's a fact. So they have a big influence on what you're actually seeing on TV, especially in terms of medication, food as well, all of it. And that's the prince of the power of the air, or Satan, or these demons. Is Esau's using that left-hand power to push forth his agenda. Why do you think they got everybody masked up? They're outdoors. They're you got people driving in their car masked up, man. That's the power of their media.
Right. Yeah, if somebody gets at work, their son die, or their daughter die, or your husband and wife die, then you start considering, to go take my family, go to Walmart, $25 a piece and get injected.
Right.
I had a damn cousin that just did that. My uncle did it actually. Took the family out of Walmart, his wife, and my cousin, and they all got stuck up. And then they got to go back for a second one.
Right. And a lot of our people, because it mentioned the children of disobedience, you can apply that to Esau, but you got to understand how that also applies to Jake, because Jake is under that vibration of Satan too. It says that our people love the lies. They stay in oppression. That's all part of that same spirit. They lack the faith. So who do you think they go to for their information, for comfort, for security, for well-being? They go to the enemy. And the Lord said that was going to happen as a curse. But our people haven't received the necessary faith to break that spell. The Lord said we're going to be in want of all things and have to go to the enemy. All right? But philosophically, we're not supposed to believe the same things that he believes. We're not supposed to conduct the same way he conducts himself. Right? We have a real true heritage. So that's not an excuse. Just because we go to the enemy for all things, that doesn't mean that we're supposed to be like him. He's not our role model. He doesn't represent righteousness. Our people are confused. But remember, they also get pleasure from the things that they commit every day. They get pleasure smoking weed. They get pleasure, hitting up a girl that's got a man. They get pleasure in that. It's a thrill. Okay? So our people are going to have to pay. For that disobedience, for not returning back to the ways of the Heavenly Father.
Verse 3, among whom also we all had our conversations in time past in the lust of our flesh, fulfilling the desires of the flesh and of the mind, and were by nature the children of wrath, even as others.
Right, yeah, so if you are the flesh, then you're going to reap the death, sin, like Romans 6 said. All right, so we've been taken out of the carnal mindset, and now we're more spiritual.
Verse 4, but the Most High, who is rich in mercy, for his great love wherewith he loved us, even when we were dead in sins, have quickened us together with Hamashiach. By grace they are saved.
Yeah, by grace we are saved. All right. Grace is what? Grace is the. Yeah, grace is the.
Moth, are you holding anything right now?
I'm
I'm gonna get ready to switch it up. All right. You can read whatever you read.
Go back up a verse.
Come on, verse 5. Even when we were dead in sins,
Come up in the man of camera.
even when we were dead in sins, have quickened us together with Hamashiach. By grace ye are saved, and have raised us up together and made us sit together in heavenly places in Yahweh Shah Hamashiach, that in the ages to come he might shew the exceeding riches of his grace in his kindness towards us through Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. For by grace ye are saved through faith, and not and that not yourselves. It is the gift of the Most High.
By grace we are saved. When you look up grace.
Oh, people.
It is himself, apparently.
Hold down.
But yeah,
That sounds serious. I don't know if I'm ready
still
for
on?
that.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Fuck it.
Hey.
Yeah.
Alright, brothers, let's go.
Alright.
Go.
You got any resets?
I got some.
Con. Water. Oh, shit.
Isaiah 59:4, none calleth for justice, nor any pleadeth for truth. They trust in vanity and speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity. Yeah, so, that shows you the spirit of the wicked. So how much more should you be looking after trusting Yahweh Shem Yahushua than trusting in the wicked? Because it shows you right here what this dude trusts in. You trust in vanity, you trust in lies, and you can see the mischief. So why should you be following after the devil like this?
Yeah, Jake's concept of right and wrong is taught by the devil. Especially a lot of Jakes, they go to college, they want to get a nice job, a good career. All that is indoctrination. My chick right now, she's still in college, and one of her courses, she got to watch a TV show with nothing but homosexuals. That's nothing but straight up indoctrination. That's all they do in those colleges is to indoctrinate you. You believe in science. You have to believe in a theory of evolution. You got to believe in a Big Bang theory. Right. All our people, their ideas of the world is looked through the lens of the devil, of Satan, which he don't know what's going on. It says he was a liar from the beginning. All this man does is tell lies. It says the fool has said in his heart, there is no Most High. The Most High don't exist. I'm agnostic. I'm an atheist. So this is not the man you should model your ways after, like the brother was saying down there. You have to follow after men that are following after Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Those are the men to follow after. Anybody got peace?
Yes. This is Romans chapter 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High.
Yeah, we have to present our bodies a living sacrifice. It says holy and acceptable. The Lord gave us these bodies. So we have to use our bodies that the Lord blessed us with, our spirit that the Lord's blessed us with, to do his will, to do what he's commanded of us, to do his work, to teach his people who they are, not to be out here doing our own thing, not to be out here believing in lies and perpetuating lies. Keep spewing out the madness that Esau is teaching you in these colleges. You got Jakes that'll tell you that the Most High don't exist, and they'll try to argue with you about it and tell you you're stupid if you believe in God. Go ahead.
Right. It says, which is your reasonable service.
Yeah, it's a reasonable service. The Lord gave us a lot, and he's requiring little of us, especially after, brothers then broke so many laws, statutes, and commandments, and still continue to break laws and commandments, but the Lord shows mercy unto us. So the things that he's asking of us isn't a lot compared to what he's given us and the mercy that he shows us.
Verse 2. And one of the main points to back what the brother was saying up. It says, and be not conformed to this world.
Yeah, Khan, that's the main point. You can't be conformed to this world. The ways of this world is death. What do they teach you?
Yeah.
Men and women are equal.
That's death.
They teach you feminism.
That's death.
That's death. They teach you homosexuality, transgenderism. That's nothing but death. They tell you can eat whatever you want.
Listen, two men cannot procreate the same way two women cannot procreate. We were designed to bring forth life. So how are you supposed to do that if you're intimate with the same gender, same sex? And that's why Esau is trying to divide or eliminate that line of right and wrong and suggest that, you know, living an alternative lifestyle, okay, it's all relative to how you feel. We're not dealing with feelings here. We're not dealing with emotions. That's not the right way to perceive anything, okay? The Lord told you that your heart is desperately wicked. So you can't measure things based upon feelings and emotions, all right? Otherwise, you'll be led astray and it'll cause you to err. And see, these people, it's not necessarily a condition, it's a choice. They're choosing the lusts of the flesh. You know, they're choosing what brings them pleasure as opposed to what is acceptable in the sight of the Lord, and they will have to pay for that. You know, these different alternative lifestyles. You know, this idea of, well, you love who you love, all right? Or why, you know, be happy, do what you want. Well, that's not, the Most High ain't dealing with like that. Most High don't deal with that, all right?
Yeah, Khan, in the book of Genesis,
I got a little more left on.
It says, be ye fruitful and multiply. That's a commandment. Right. When you're a homosexual, you're not being fruitful and you're not multiplying. All they do is they go out there and adopt children and they raise them to be like themselves, which is causing less procreation. Being a homosexual is not profitable in any way. It's not beneficial in any way. It's the ways of death, like the brother said.
Yep.
Yeah, and then these people walk around so fucking proud. You see that the way that lesbian was smirking, like, you know, like laughing like it's no big thing, right? You know, they literally have this huge pride about them, you know?
Yeah, Esau, the devil, enabled them to behave this way because they taken away the consequences of their actions. Yep. But that's according to prophecy. No, because you gotta kind of go into it a little bit, you know? You can't just make a statement and just gloss over it, because that's high level wickedness taking place right now. You know, the devil is really the one giving them license to do these things, but it does serve its purpose. Now, what did the Lord do to the world that then was during the time of Noah? He sent great destruction through the means of a flood, which was the first death. So how much more now? Because that spirit is throughout the entire world, and the Lord is looking down, angry with the wicked every day, preparing that second death. It sees these people could smirk all they want, because the Most High has judgment waiting for them. And he's honing in. Every day that passes is every day closer to the kingdom, and it's every day closer to the Most High destroying these wicked people, man.
Well, I was gonna say, like, you know, even though they're proud and boastful, the scriptures talk about how pride pride go before destruction, right, and a haughty spirit go before a fall, right?
That's right.
So you know, they're gonna walk around, and that's also links up with Ecclesiastes, right? It says, because execution against the evil work is not executed speedily, therefore is fully setting them to do evil. They do the evil willingly, proudly, and boastfully, but sure enough, there's gonna be a sore destruction for these people, which is great. So the same way she's smirking, the same fucking tears are gonna be running down her face when a missile coming after her.
Right? No, we ain't talking to you.
I thought you were talking to somebody.
Spirit.
Yeah.
Spirit.
Yeah.
I go out your time about shit.
Yeah, I remember the apostle. Tahar was speaking about it. You know, for a man to be when men are homosexuals, they're gay, like the way they walk, the way they speak, all of their mannerisms.
They gotta make a scene. You know, Jake women, they always gotta be making a scene. They gotta be heard. They gotta, you know. Yeah, always attention seeking.
And then even the dude,
what the hell?
What are you talking about?
What the hell makes her think we're gonna be talking about her daughter anyway? You know, that's a demon. What's a demon? Well, go ahead. Jumped on her ass. Right. But you know what? The truth of the matter is if you conform to the ways of Esau and to that way of thinking, then it does apply. You know, but it's not even. Look, if any person be ignorant, let them be ignorant. I'm not about to debate the damn black woman, and she already in the wrong spirit to even be trying to have a conversation. It's not gonna happen. We're not wasting our time.
I got this pretty simple.
You know, we had the experience, and we know how to read spirits. Ain't not fruitful coming out of that interaction. So you go ahead and continue with your day. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Unnecessary contingencies or something like that. Like, it's unnecessary, you know. Do you have more?
Yes, I do.
I got something in it.
Okay.
But
It says, Romans 12:2, and be not conformed to this world, but be transformed, meaning to take on another form, meaning to put yourself, okay, subject to the ways of the Heavenly Father. All right, and the word subject means to put yourself under, okay? So when you subject yourself something, you're putting yourself under that authority, okay? So what's supposed to govern you, your body and your mind, is the ways of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, as per the scriptures. The scriptures is an instruction manual on how to live a godly life. But you could see that these people are not godly. They discard the scriptures. That's why that witch just laughed. She's a witch. All right? Yeah, she has a witch's laugh. That's a witch. Yeah. And then when they want to try to use the scriptures, they misuse them. Well, what about love? Well, what about, peace? And what about, well, that does apply, but you're not applying it the right way when you try to use it to justify your sin. People up here talking about we should just leave, well, look, I'm not gonna hold my tongue because, brothers got a lot to say. A whole week passes, a whole bunch of things happen. You have a lot to say, all right? And you be doing the videos, but when you come out in the highways and byways, it's a higher energy. So, but anyway, it says, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. We went into it already. How do you transform or take on another? You got to go through what's called a metamorphosis, a complete change, right? And that happens within your spirit. And the way you clearing your spirit, which your spirit dwells in the mind, you have to get into the scriptures and apply the commandments, apply the precepts, all right? You got to clean yourself up by stopping whatever sins you're committing and commit to keeping the commandments to the best of your ability. Keeping the Sabbath, right? There was a time you didn't know about the Sabbath, right? You treated every day the same. Or the Lord made the Sabbath holy, okay? It's a day that you cease from your labor, right? And you're not given or beholden on to pleasure, but your focus is on Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, the commandments and godly works, right? So that's just one example. But be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, okay, to refresh or to rebuild. You got to reconstruct the mind from the ground up by getting into the word, man. Heeding the word at the mouth of the prophets. That's how you renew yourself.
Yeah, Yahweh Shai said that unless a man be born again, you can't receive the kingdom. You got to be a newborn babe. A baby don't know nothing until it experiences certain things and it's taught the way, the difference between right and wrong.
Right. And remember, fear is the gateway to understanding deeper mysteries of the scriptures. That's why it says that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. So when you start to apply and understand that, wait a minute, there's consequences for my actions, and you start to, out of that reverence, keep more commandments, I'm going to start growing a beard. I'm going to stop eating abominable foods. The Lord then opens up your mind because it's basically a gateway or a key to understanding the deeper mysteries of the scriptures. And that's where the Lord starts to work with you on a personal level and starts to show you different prophecies and different things. So that's how important it is to have fear of the Lord. All right? The Lord won't deal with you because he won't put his spirit in the malicious soul. The word malicious basically means to have ill intent. So if you have pleasure in unrighteousness, the Lord ain't going to deal with you on that level. He going to let you continue in your ignorance. All right? The Lord said that he sent the people strong delusion that they should believe a lie. Okay? And so that's on them. Because they had the warnings. They were given the breakdowns. They were instructed by the mouth of the prophets through the Spirit of the Lord to get themselves right, and they did not repent, but yet continued in the ways that displeased the Lord. So the Lord will destroy you for that. All right? But on to this, it says that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. So the medium to determine what the Most High takes pleasure in or not is this word, is the scriptures. And then it becomes a habit, right? It becomes, a part of, because this really is a heritage. We're a nation of kings and priests. This is really a part of us. That's why, ultimately being reintroduced to, you know, how we are supposed to conduct ourselves as Israelites, princes of the power. The word was made for us, the world was made for us, and being that we're the next governors and body of rulers, all right, we have to get ourselves in order, and then we will ultimately receive that perfection when Yahushua comes, all right? But we're putting it into practice now because the kingdom is all about righteousness and perfection. And right now we have it through Yahushua, all right? And the Lord is going to ultimately give it to us, you know, as a whole. Because right now we have it in part, but we're about to receive it as a whole.
The scripture says about what's good and acceptable. Like,
right.
You know, that's in the scriptures what's good and acceptable. What Esau says is good and acceptable is not the way to go.
Yeah.
And yeah, Esau just allows you to be whatever you want, however you want to feel. Like you could literally feel like a fucking pickle, and then you can classify. You know that Esau, yeah. Esau is a fucking devil, man. Yeah. Like you can classify as a man as a woman as a man. You can claim as non-binary.
Yeah.
You know.
I can marry another animal.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So he doesn't know what's good and acceptable. What's good and acceptable is the laws that we're given unto the nation Israel. You find in this book.
Right.
Okay. I got a precept, but if you guys, we got something. This is Romans 1 and 26. For this cause, God, the Most High, gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women did change.
It's about to go into it, but being a damn homosexual, that's a vile offense. That's just
vile.
Yo, it's disgusting.
Get the word for vile?
Yeah,
because, you know, these people are so desensitized, it's been normal, or considered normal. Excuse me, these people don't react, you know? But we react, it's like, damn, that's disgusting, that's foul.
Face change is not
Yeah, a damn man acting like a woman, you know, walking like a woman, dressing like a woman. If a dog acts like a cat, you're gonna be like, there's something wrong with this dog. Nobody's gonna say that's normal. All these dogs start acting like cats. You're gonna be like, there's something wrong with these dogs. What's happening to these dogs that's making them act like this?
Yeah.
But with a person, that's normal. Why? Because they have the ability to think. That's madness.
Yeah. So you said you want vile?
Yeah, get the word for vile, because that's the right spirit. Like when you see that, that's the proper reaction for such evil. Yeah. You know, for such a despicable, detestable act. Right? And there is judgments for that evil. Go ahead.
All right, so it says for vile, atimia, dishonor, ignominy, disgrace, dishonor, reproach, shame, or vile. Now, when you look at the word ignominy, it says a public shame or a disgrace.
Yeah, their ways are disgraceful. There was once upon a time, you know, believe it or not, these people were actually ashamed of their own actions. That's why they said they was hiding in the closet.
Right.
Someone was hiding in the closet ashamed of their deeds, of their actions. But now, you know, they've come out, you know, in full force because Esau has given them the ability. You got President Barack Hussein Obama. You know, he made it legal for these people to get married. But their ways are vile. They're shameful. You know, that's the way they should feel.
Yep.
Not to feel like the brother was saying. They're the most arrogant people on the damn planet.
Yeah.
You can't tell them people nothing.
Nope.
So like that.
No, you're right. And they even made laws, okay, to protect them, so you can't even speak out against it, because if one of these people get offended, they can possibly consider it a hate crime. That's how that's how demonic this kingdom is, man.
Yeah, so they're literally
we live in a
laugh at us, man.
Right.
And their wickedness, able to point at the heterosexuals and the men that are trying to follow the laws. They laugh at us, right? And you know, you can't do nothing against it, so they even boast their pride even more. So like,
yeah, they have a platform where they could profess these wicked acts and, like the brother said, perpetuate it, and it's permeated throughout society. Now society just accepts it, you know? Well, we don't, okay? We're of the contrary. We believe in the ways of the Heavenly Father, all right? And soon the Lord is going to judge, all right, the entire world for their actions, all right? This whole pandemic is not over. You're going to see more lockdowns, more things being taken away from you, all right? And you people are going to really start to feel the pinch, you know? All the different supply chain disruptions, all right? Remember, come October, you know, that's when these mandates start to go into effect, between October and November. So a lot of you are going to have to make a choice as to whether or not you're going to get the experimental serpent juice, you know? So things are going to get more harsh, more draconian. And the Lord said, for those of you that laugh now shall mourn and weep later. So either way, the Lord is going to get you, man. The Lord is going to get you.
So if you go more into vile, like in the dictionary definition, it says extremely unpleasant, morally bad, or wicked. Right?
Yeah, and these
Morally
people
bad.
have no scruples or no morals.
They didn't really have no moral code. They don't know what's morally acceptable. Because Esau basically made it seem like there is no moral code, right? You can do whatever you want, really.
Right. This brother got a precept then when you finish with that.
Yep. I'm gonna go to back. I'm actually read up a little bit.
So now we have the understanding for the word vile, so you can understand the context of where we're coming from. Because it is a dishonorable, shameful, despicable, all right, action. And it's going to tell you what actions in which we're talking about. I'll let the scriptures speak, all right?
I'm going to read up a little bit back in Romans 1 and 24. Wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lust of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves, who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie, and worshiped and served the Creator, or creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections. For even their women...
Yeah, them people, they got heavy spirits on them that's making them act that way, you know? Heavy demonic spirits that never leave them, that the Lord sent upon them, because why? They had pleasure in their wickedness. They took pleasure, so the Lord gave them up unto their own vile affections.
Yeah, you got it said that they worship the creature more than the Creator. Think about it like this: how many people were willing to risk their lives for an animal that's wounded, as opposed to a fellow so-called human being? People when they see an animal in distress, they're ready to give up the damn ghost just to make sure that the thing. But they don't have that same level of compassion for their fellow man, so to speak. So these people are evil. Now I'm not saying you shouldn't have compassion, but that same energy is not kept when they see somebody who is of their same sort or kind in that same level of distress. They could care less. Jake bugging out and stuff like that, people are just walking by. It's like they're numb to it. All right? They don't really give a damn. All right? Yeah, same camp. All right? So they worship the creature more than the Creator. Now what's another example of that? How these people worship themselves. They're all about self-worship, entitlement. All right? The only thing that matters is what they believe in their mind. Nobody can tell them differently. Right? If it goes against their pleasure, all right, then they don't want to hear it. You wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like you said, they worship themselves. They also worship these celebrities, worshiping the creature, you know, rather than the Creator.
Right.
You know, they treat these celebrities as if they're gods. You know,
Yep.
Put them on a high level, on a high pedestal. These people, they're willing to sacrifice anything for these celebrities.
Yep.
If a celebrity asks them to do anything, they'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to read this.
Yeah, these people are really sick in the head, man.
This Romans 1:26, for this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men, working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was met. There you go.
And, you know, that goes, of course, into all of that different sexual immorality.
Right.
You know, lewdness. All right, which I believe that word, lewd, goes into unlearned as well, which you would learn in the scriptures in Leviticus, 20 and 13, about how, man, that sleep with another, yes.
Receiving the recompense of their error, you got men getting these different viruses because they're popping other men in the ass. Okay? It's totally off. That's why they end up with all these diseases, man. All right? Not to mention the level of sexual immorality, all right, within those acts. All right? You could tell in their behavior, you know? They got a very foul and evil spirit. Yeah. Like the brother was going into the word lewd. So there's really nothing that these people won't do. But go ahead, you know, in terms of their lust. Go ahead. Is that it on that, right? Yeah. Come on, then I want the brother because he got two precepts.
Real quick precept. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and 9. It says, the show of their countenance doth witness against them. All right? And they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not, they conceal it not. All right? And you can pretty much tell by their visage, the punya, all right, their face, all right? Particularly what they about, you know, their lifestyle, their gait, and we can pretty much see without even having to ask them what is your sexual orientation, what you actually about. We know that, of course, you like G on G.
Right.
I'm gonna leave it like that to try to fight the algorithms, or B on B, all right? Which, like I said, we went into how that's vile, all right? Okay? It says, again, I'm reading back from the top, the show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. And we know, of course, going back to the Genesis, how Sodom and Gomorrah was destroyed. All right? A lot of the different sexual immorality is going on now, because this is Sodom, Egypt, was going on back then. And what was the end game?
You gotta get St. Peter's.
Get it? Like God.
Example onto them or something like that.
Right. What ended up happening? All right, the Lord sent fire and brimstone on Sodom and Gomorrah. But we have to know as well, just Lot, all right, and his 2 daughters. But of course, you had his wife that looked back.
Right.
You know, she had regard, all right, for her life back in the city where she was dwelling. All right, she all the substance and everything. That's why I marvel now she trespassed against him. Got it? Go ahead. It's like
Second Peter's.
Yep.
Three.
The precept you wanted, the Peter's, what was it called like?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the example?
Yeah.
For those that shall do ungodly? Con.
It's 2 Peter 2 and 6.
Con.
And turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes,
Right.
condemn them with the overthrow.
Well, actually, you got to read a verse above that.
Con.
Verse 5, spare not the old world, 2 Peter 2 and 5, and spare not the old world, but save Noah, the 8th person.
Well, when we touched on that a little bit, that was the first death. Okay?
A preacher of righteousness bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly.
Right, who was the preacher of righteousness? Noah. Because Noah warned the people, and he spent all that time preparing by building the ark and listening to the instructions of Yahweh. And because of his righteousness, all right, or really his faith, it was counted onto him as righteousness, and he entered in the ark, and it was sealed up by the Spirit of the Lord, and no harm came upon him, his 3 sons, and their wives, which is reminiscent of what? The elect. The Lord is very choice on whom, because at any time the Lord could have put his Spirit on these people to repent and help Noah build.
Yep.
And he didn't. So he had his eye from the get-go to destroy these people. You know what I mean? He had the mark on them to destroy them. All right? As a same thing as to whom he was going to save. And see, it's going to be the same thing on this side. We're going to get into it. You know, let the scripture speak. But yeah, man, see? The Lord is beautiful. And see, he already gave us the warning signs. He told us what was going to happen. But see, these people are so damn proud that they're going to have to be tore up, man. They're going to have to go through misery and death. And then it not say that misery shall fall upon them that shall latter dwell in the world. Yeah, man, these people are getting ready to suffer unimaginable pain. And that's Daniel's 12. So they can laugh, they can mock, they can scorn, they can joke, they can dance, they can fucking carry on like a goddamn clown. That's fine.
We gonna get the last laugh, man.
It's all the same to us when we know that their lack of unbelief has no effect on prophecy. They're doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Because they're going to inherit damnation, destruction, missiles. Most High is going to burn you up, man, and turn you into a damn, to turn you into dust. But go ahead, bro, read.
It says, it's a preacher of righteousness, but save Noah, the 8th person, a preacher of righteousness, bringing in the flood upon the world of the ungodly, and turning the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah into ashes, condemn them with the overthrow, making them an example unto those that after should live ungodly, and deliver just Lot vexed with the filthy conversations of the wicked.
And so you see our spirit, we're vexed, okay? We don't want to live in this wicked kingdom where these types of behaviors are permissible, all right?
Damn.
Remember, the quality of life the quality of life is pretty much non-existent because evil has permeated throughout the minds of the people in the world. You know, sin is on all sides. All right, we're in the position of, you know, standing for what's right according to the Lord. Okay, because we're all about the kingdom. We're kingdom minded. We want to inherit the earth when it's in its right state, where we can actually enjoy life. All right, and sin isn't running rampant, and these people have a voice to spew their madness and their opinions. Everybody has a fucking opinion on something, and they're all fucking wrong. Every last one of you has an opinion. You want to say something, and you're all wrong. That's vexing, man. Everybody has their idea of what is supposed to be or not be, instead of just going to the source of the Most High. And you're damn right I'm mad. The Most High's mad. He's pissed off, man. And these people are so thick-headed, they don't see what's getting ready to come. And that's all right, though. You keep that same energy. Y'all keep that same energy, man. When the Most High starts bringing down that hammer. Go ahead, Ak.
Yeah, I'm going to read a little more of this. It says, and deliver just lot back with the filthy conversation of the wicked, for that righteous man dwelling among them, in seeing and hearing, vex his righteous soul from day to day with their unlawful deeds. So we have that same spirit, man. Our soul is vexed day to day with their unlawful deeds, man. Their unlawful deeds is vexing to us, man. Because we can't do anything about it. We gotta just let it happen, man. So we are vexed, man. And the Lord wants to bring a swift destruction too. He's just at in that seat wanting to bring his destruction, but he's bound by his word. He's bound by certain prophecies that have to happen.
Well, he's definitely speeding up the time for the sake of the elect. He's speeding up the time because he's getting ready to make a spitty readings of all the people that are evil, man. Yeah, we good. You take care, man. All right.
Verse 9, the Lord knoweth how to deliver the godly out of temptation and to reserve the unjust unto the day of judgment to be punished.
So the Lord, really what he's doing is saving these people to receive that fire, that fiery judgment. All right? So we understand it, but we still get very angry. As the Lord said, be ye angry and sin not, and also oppression maketh the wise man mad. Here it is, we're not able to stand up for what's right, but yet these people have a voice, a platform to spew all that wicked, evil thoughts in their heart and manifest it in action through their wicked and unlawful deeds, as the scriptures say. And they given license to do so, and we're fed up with that. Okay? And through it, it's brought nothing but destruction and perversity. Okay? Unfruitfulness, death. That's the type of system that we live in. People actually believe that this is the way life is. This is not the way that you're supposed to be living a life. Okay? And people know within themselves that something's off. But yet they refuse to turn to the Lord, right? And they just continue on in their way. They're not fully convinced for one reason or another, whether it be because they're making money or they got a woman, whatever. They're beholden to this flesh. So therefore, they're not fully persuaded, and they don't ultimately convert like the Lord tells you to do. We heeded the message, we heeded the warning, and we've turned back, shawab, all right? Meaning to turn onto the Lord, okay? We turn back to the Heavenly Father because we know what's getting ready to happen to America. We know what's getting ready to happen around the world. And we got to get into those judgments, okay? Through the Spirit, we're going to get into them judgments, man. And you see civility in society breaking down as we speak. People are only going to keep a level of civility for so long. But you see the division out here, and it's getting heavier. People going crazy. People running each other off the road, running each other over in parking lots. Neighbors are fucking hitting. They're killing each other. Just all types of shit, man. The amount of death that went out this week, Yeah. Yep. People are dying over fucking cheesesteaks. For the third or fourth week now in a row at the same spot. You can see that the spirit of death is over there.
Oh yeah, they had a dude in a cheesesteak, owner of a cheesesteak shop. He got
He got stabbed in the back. Like the actual worker actually came with this 10-inch knife.
Yeah. What was the name of that cheesesteak place?
That was Pat's.
Pat's. Yeah,
Pat's Steak in South
Pat's
Philly.
Steaks, yeah.
It was Issachar that was going all ham against each other. You know, all over a soccer game, football.
Think about that, man.
Come on, man.
You going to get some food. You don't know if somebody gonna fucking snap.
Yo, bust you in the head.
Come on, man. That's why we need to be delivered. There ain't nothing normal about this life, okay? There ain't nothing normal about this level of oppression and wickedness and evil that takes place every day. It's contrary to the quality of life, man. This place is demonic as hell. You see the messed up faces on these people? They got demons on them, man. And they don't even realize they got demons on them. They think they're in the driver's seat of their mind. Now you are being controlled by spirits. You got spirits on you influencing your decisions. We can see the demons on y'all, man. Y'all fucking people, as soon as you come by the camp, your face gets all fucked up, man. You know? Yep. Right. Right. Right.
But their face is actually, bearing that witness, man. That evidence.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, we already can discern the spirits anyway. So we already know, but, it just go and show it. And right now, today, it's heavy today.
And there's a scripture on that actually says the changing of one's face is when one's...
yeah, good.
Yeah. But, yes, go.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 12. It says, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Yeah, like the brothers was going into, man. It says iniquity. We was just speaking about all the iniquity and what stems from that. Nothing but hate towards one another. It says, because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. These people getting put to death for left and right over the smallest things, like the brother said, a soccer match. I was reading on RT, watching some videos on RT. Damn Cowboys fans and Chargers fans, they ready to kill each other over a damn football game. Man. Because of these people's wicked ways, they have nothing but hate towards another. Like the brother said, they see an injured animal, they want to risk their lives, but they see an injured person, a human being, a fellow human, they don't even care. They just walk right on by. Yeah, so because of the iniquity, there's no love in this world, but all these people want to say, love, love, love. You don't show each other love. There's no love going around. A damn dude cutting you off in traffic, trying to basically get you into a car accident, trying to kill you.
Right.
Or if you do something, you might make a mistake. You might accidentally cut somebody off, and they're ready to kill you.
Right, retaliatory.
Yeah.
They have a retaliatory mentality. Like just because something happened to them, they gotta express and take it out on somebody else. Again, no sense of compassion. Or if they do show compassion, they show compassion to those that think the way that they do. And that's why the Lord said, if you were of the world would love his own. See, we're not on the same frequency as these evildoers are, man. And that's exactly what y'all are, evildoers, man. Bunch of demons. Con. Yeah, to bring it out real quick.
Sirach.
But when it comes to the men that represent righteousness and truth and peace, this is really peace. What are we telling you? The gospel. The good news, this is peace. Knowing the truth is going to set you free from all the lies that y'all believe in, but we keep saying you got to learn the hard way. When you finally realize what the Lord's will is, it's going to be too late, and you're going to be at the mercy of the Lord, and ultimately the Lord is not going to hear you. Specifically you Israelites, man, because the other nations have no salvation coming to them. When they get translated into the kingdom, it's right into slavery for them. All right? You Israelites, this is who the message is for. If you don't clean up your act, you're going to be on the wrong side of the Lord's judgment. Go ahead.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 37 and verse 17. The countenance, or the face, punya in the Hebrew, all right, is a sign, a wah, all right, of changing of the heart. Okay, so the face, it pretty much shows how somebody's mind, how it thinks. If somebody's sad, of course, they face change. You see, of course, it darkeneth. You know what I mean? You'll see, of course, you know, they looking all down and stooping down low and such. Somebody's happy and glad. Of course, you see that little, you know what I mean? The smirk, all, you know, cheesing and all of that. All right? Somebody feeling confused or seeing confused, you can tell it. The countenance is a sign of the changing of the heart. So we can tell, of course, your heart, your mind, people, just by looking at, of course, your face. All right? Because that's a token. All right? It's also an omen, because a lot of y'all can get destroyed for them wicked ass proud looks, man. God.
Yeah, you can see when these people walk by, you can see that the hate that they have towards us just by looking at their face.
Right. With a goofy grin and shit. Like, oh yeah, I love you guys, but
they
tell
give
them inside.
Yeah, you just had them group of Jakes
You smile in
walk
your
by
face.
recording us and shit.
Backstabbers, right? What's that song about? OJ's. They smile in your face.
Right.
Yeah, you know, they backstabbers, you know?
Like in the scriptures, they tell you if they had the power, they'd try to kill us. You know? It says that they hateth him who rebuketh at the gate.
Yes.
And that's what we're doing. We're calling out the actions, okay, that they do either publicly or privately, and we're addressing it accordingly. And they don't like that. People don't like to be called out for their bullshit. They get very offended. And it's not about more mighty or more righteous than thou spirit. It's about correcting what's wrong. You know, we judging according to, you know, how we cleaned ourselves up and how things actually are supposed to operate, all right, in terms of truth. So we're not being hypocrites.
Yeah, if you're doing a specific task and you're doing it the wrong way and somebody corrects you, you should be thankful. If I'm putting antifreeze where my oil's supposed to be going and somebody say, hey brother, that's not where that's supposed to go, you're gonna be like, hey Tawada, you know, you're not gonna get mad like, oh, why the hell you corrected me? You're gonna be thankful.
Yeah, well, you got people like that. I know what I'm doing.
Right.
They don't want to tell me, and they putting the wrong goddamn antifreeze in there. They don't know if they need the pink, the green, the blue, you know, different cars, depending on the model. All right, and all that, they take different types of antifreeze. You know? They're over here, they don't know that they got to mix. Some antifreeze you got to mix, you know, because the pure antifreeze, some are 50-50, that, you know, you don't have to do no mixing. But yeah, you know, that's how proud people are these days. You can't tell them nothing. And for that reason, they will be destroyed. But, you know, good analogy. You know, if you're a righteous man, you'll adhere to instruction. You will appreciate it. Like, damn, I almost messed up. I could have caused all types of problems. Hey, the water, man. You know, muchas gracias.
Yeah, you even got a precept right here. Proverbs 26:12. Seest thou a man wise in his own conceit? There's more hope of a fool than of him. Yeah, so, you know, you might be telling somebody how to do something. You might be telling them, hey, man, it's like this. Not like that, but they still don't want to listen. And then what happens next? They get hurt, right? Or, you know, they mess up, and then, you know, then the whole plan like falls back on them.
Right. And then that's when they want the help. When shit starts going array, then that's when they want someone to step in and give them help after they made a mistake that was avoidable. That's the thing. A lot of things are preventable. So that's why the position of the Lord is like, look, I'm gonna mock when your fear cometh. Because when I called, you refused. So that's called balance. That's called justice. You know? Nothing. Hey, the best thing in the world is to see somebody get their just due, whether good or bad. All right? It's a very satisfying moment to see somebody getting what they deserve, whether good or bad. Another good precept that you can couple with that is, there is a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the ways thereof are what? Death. And that's these people. That's the perfect scripture to describe the mindset of these people out here. Jake and two-thirds of Jake and the heathen.
Yeah, a lot of people that take the jab, they think they're actually doing the right thing. You know, they think they're keeping themselves safe. That go to these Christian churches, right. They think they're doing the right thing. They think they're serving the Heavenly Father.
As a matter of fact, it's interesting that you even said that. As far as ever in history.
And even with
the fact that we said that, right?
Yeah, medical.
Yeah, it's medical misinformation. We violated all types of policies. Okay.
Hey, no, numbers don't lie, Esau.
Right. Well, and they're his numbers.
Damn.
Right.
Yeah, God.
And that's the thing. Yeah, he's not able to cover all his tracks
Yeah,
because he's at a time where he's being exposed on every side. So he's not as wise as he once was. Now, there was a time where he'd be able to clean his shit up, you know, because things ended up slipping through the cracks. So he has to come up with a cover story for this, that, and the third. But he's not been able to keep up with the information. That's why he wants to kill the internet, right? Because everything is slipping through the cracks and making headway, all right? And that's why people do not trust the media. That's why people do not trust their government, all right?
Yeah, you got Esau.
Looking for alternative sources of information. And that's what Esau don't want, because then he loses control over the narrative, and that means he loses power over the minds of the people and his control that he's after. But go ahead,
Yeah, you got Esau exposing Esau when there was once upon a time, they were united, but now they're divided. The scripture says, a house divided shall not stand. Hey, the brother was gonna get it, but yeah. Hey, you can still get it, brother. Yeah, you got a lot of Edomites. They have access to a lot of information, so they're able to bring out certain things to the public, and he's exposing himself. He says his own tongue shall fall upon him. This man is exposing himself. You know, like the brother said, you use his numbers that he's putting out there to show that what he's saying isn't true.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The brother getting the precept real quick. You got it, What's that?
Is it Matthew 12?
Yeah, it's it. Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, 12 and 25. Matthew 12 and 25.
I got it now.
Okay, yep, just read it.
Go on it.
Yeah, read it.
This is Matthew 12 and 26. And if Satan cast out Satan,
As a matter of fact, let me see. Read verse 25 and then read down.
Okay, got it. Matthew's 12 and 25. And Yahweh knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought into desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand.
Yeah, stop right there.
Yeah, Esau is divided against Esau. You got these Edomites. They trying to fight against their own government. They said, you know, they trying to cause uprisings and sedition. You know, because they believe that the government isn't out for their own welfare.
Right.
So they're making videos. They're doing protests. You know, exposing themselves, fighting against themselves. So how can this place continue? You know, this place was already confused to begin with. Now you got Esau fighting the Egyptians. You got the Egyptians against the Egyptians. How can this place continue? There's nothing left but destruction for this place. God.
26. And if Satan cast out Satan, he's divided against himself.
Satan is fighting against Satan. Esau is fighting against Esau.
How shall then his kingdom stand? And that's a question. 27. And if I by Beelzebub cast out devils, by whom your children cast them out.
Yeah, that's it on that, brother.
That's it.
Yeah, we made the point that needed to be made. You know, the main point was that we're at the end of his age. We're at the end of his rulership, and one of the signs of that is the fact that there's all this inward fighting. Okay, and as the Yahushua was saying, if a house be divided, okay, or a kingdom be divided, how shall it stand? It's not able to. Okay, those differences in opinion and differences in what you should do is going to cause division, which causes an ultimate breakdown, right?
Yeah, the main thing that united these people.
They're not a unit. Yeah.
Yeah, it was the American dream. You know, they think they had the ability to live a decent, at least decent life.
Right, acquire certain levels of wealth.
Yeah, but now they're seeing that's not attainable.
Right.
So now the dream, the lie that they've been sold, you know, they're breaking that spell that they put upon one another.
Right.
And you know, they're fighting against one another.
Right. That's why a lot of people's mindset when they started making all these mandates, their first response was what? Well, this is America, right? And everybody working to, file lawsuits, because they think the law is on their side, right? They think the Constitution was made for them, and it wasn't. And these people are going to find out the hard way that it doesn't matter what avenue you take, this devil is getting ready to come down on not just the Israelites, but on you Edomites too, on you everyday average citizens of this country. Esau is gunning for you too, because you're just as much as a threat, all right? If you think against whatever the political structure is, if you have any gripes against the government, you're considered a domestic terrorist. You're literally, if you have anti-governmental views, you are considered a terrorist, all right? Under the different Patriot Acts, under the National Defense Authorization Act, the NDAA, right? You could be detained indefinitely, you know, for certain things. You know, those of you that are preppers or, you know, are very resourceful and believe in being self-sufficient, it's already laws on the books that they're coming after people like you. And Esau knows that. That's why there is all this division. They know that their own people cannot be trusted, even if they don't see that they're part of that same fold, right? Like we read, Satan being against Satan, right? Ultimately, they're of the same fold. They're of the same line. They don't see it that way because they have a different viewpoint, but they're the same people. You're all going into captivity collectively. You know, just because you know, supposedly stand up for what's right or stand up for the rights of others, if you're an Edomite, you're still going to have to pay. Okay, as say the scriptures, all right? The Lord said that there is no repentance unto Esau, and that's not just the man Esau, that's the entire nation. You could read about that in Obadiah. Okay, the Lord is against Esau and his ways, okay, his kingdom, and you can see that it's breaking down from within. There's a political divide, there's a financial divide. One of the greatest divisions here in America is what? The wage disparities, the wealth gap. You know, people putting hard hours at work and getting paid, you know, very awful wages. You know, it takes 2 jobs or 2 people to establish 1 house. Okay? And that makes it very hard to live when everything is an expense, everything's a damn bill, right? Here it is, there's access to all these resources and you got Esau regulating it. Okay, making life that much harder. They don't teach self-sufficiency. They teach you how to be reliant on this wicked-ass government. And that's why people's lives are so miserable, man. What do we got?
Yeah, they make it so you have to get a fishing license, and then they put regulations on that. You're only allowed to catch a certain amount of fish. You got to get a hunting license. You're only allowed to kill a certain amount of animals. Like Esau, you don't own these animals.
Right.
The Heavenly Father created them. He owns them. You can't tell people how many they can have.
Right. Yeah, and some yoho. And the thing of it is, with these, you know, arbitrary laws, which are no more than vain ass opinions of Esau, you know, because he's trying to, you know, oppose whatever the Most High establishes on the earth. The one responsible for animals going extinct and disrupting whole habitats is him. So he regulates the people, and they're the ones that are subject to these penalties, because they're the ones at the top. They're not following these guidelines. They're not following these, you know, different, you know, laws put in place. So for the yohos that would say, well, we need that so that we're not, you know, disturbing, you know, the supply of these things. It's already happening whether you realize it or not. And they're the ones, the same ones regulating you are the same ones who are, you know, disregarding them and causing these problems. Excuse me.
Yeah, they say rules for thee, but not for me.
Yeah. So we live in a total hypocritical system in society, man. All right, and if this world was actually governed by the laws, you wouldn't see those shortages. You wouldn't see those problems, man. The Lord made the earth, okay, very specific so that it would be able to, you know, take care of itself. But because of this man's rulership, it's not able to bring its yield, its increase, because it's under the wrong kind of rulership. All right, the earth is suffering the same way Israelites are suffering, the same way people are suffering. And it all goes back to the Edomite. It all goes back to the rulership of Esau, which is the devil. All right? So what do we got?
I got Isaiah 19:2.
Okay, and I got a precept then too, but I also want you to go, you already read, they declare their sin is Sodom, yep. Right?
I did have a precept about the Lord.
Oh, you want me to get good and set against evil?
Yeah, I still want that, I still want to bring that out real quick, Baba Kushab, before we end up not bringing it out. And then we could just do follow up.
All right, got it.
Okay, beautiful. Bring it out, and you can break it down too.
Sirach 33:14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. Yeah, so that's how it is, even since the beginning of the earth. You know, you had what's it called? When you had Adam and Eve, you had the serpent, and that's a balance of how the Most High has it. So, in this time, it's gonna be the same way. You got the good, which is us, the righteous, and then you got the evil, which is the multitude of the whole planet.
Yeah, really, and there's only one good, and that's the Most High. You know, the only reason why, you know, we are classified as the righteous is really because of the mercy of the Lord. You know, because He gave us this truth. That's what's really right. You know, we ourselves, we're wretched, you know. But, you know, hey, the brother still, you know, made the point. It still applies. You know, we consider the righteous, we consider the hopeful elect because, you know, we are adhering to the words of the Heavenly Father, which is the right. All right, which is perfection. All right? And we're striving for that perfection, right? Through Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai and Lord's will, if we continue, we will obtain it, brothers. We will obtain it. And that's what we're fighting for. Yeah, you got someone, you being held up or not? You can go. You good? Okay, I'm just making sure. All right, that's perfect. That's good. That's good. All right, sir. All right.
I'm Brian, by the way.
Brian. All right. I'm the Bach.
What like that? It's gonna
Yeah.
That's because you were saying that you're pissed off, and so is the Lord. Like, you know.
Oh yeah, we're angry because the Lord's angry.
Exactly.
Hey, we in the spirit of of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. We got the spirit of the Lord on us. Yeah, but I mean, shit, nothing compares to the Lord's anger. I mean, anything that we're mad at pales in comparison to what the Lord is. Shoot, man. And see, that's why we need the Lord's spirit.
Right, His judgments can't compare to anything that we can do.
Hell no. But go ahead, Art.
Yep. This is Nahum 1 and 2. The Most High is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all quit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind, and in the storm, and in the clouds are the dust of his feet. There you have it, man. The Lord is not going to at all acquit the wicked, or allow the wicked to go unpunished. They have a reserved judgment. It's reserved. It's a reservation, okay? And our people, 2/3 of our people are reserved for that judgment, and the other nations, demons, are reserved for that judgment. So
I don't know if that was breaking it up, but it don't matter. She could, if it was, think about it this way: she's gonna send her child to a public school that's gonna teach him about cross-dressing and homosexuality and all this other madness. And that's the mindset of our people. They'll send them to the hands of the enemy to be indoctrinated with all this evil. But when it comes to the truth, you know, the first one to pull the child away from it is the woman. So it shows you how demonic the woman is.
Hey, we read the precept down there. Ephraim shall bring his children to the murderer. You know.
Shalom, bro.
Not only are their children murdered physically, you know, they're also murdered spiritually, like by the indoctrination, like the brother said. You know, they're taught the ways of death. They're taught how to be homosexuals and lesbians and mostly a damn degenerate. You know, I remember the one brother, he made a video and he said a so-called black man or a nigga is the creation of Esau. You know, Esau created a nigga.
No. Yeah.
Why? Because, you know, he uses his music, he uses television.
Yeah, black culture.
Yeah, to make what's popular, to push out a certain ideas and a way of behaving to Jake. Like learning is not good, right. You know? Eating healthy isn't good.
Right.
You know, if you, yeah, God.
Yeah, you listen to black culture, they're gonna teach you about adultery, you know, doing drugs, you know, hating your brother, committing adultery. Gang banging. Yeah, like there's a new series that came out on Netflix. It's like a foreign series called Ganglands. And one of the first scenes, you got Jake standing in the background basically being bodyguards for the Edomites, but then they focus in on these Jake gangs, and they're riding these motorcycles, the music comes on, and all it is about fucking somebody up, gang banging and doing drugs, and he gonna do this thing and that thing. It's all evil, man. And the same thing, the women of our nation, they listen to individuals like Nicki Minaj and Doja Cat and Rihanna and all Cardi B, and all they teach our people to do is shake their ass, get the bag, and getting the bag to them is committing a whoredom. There's no positivity as far as building a family structure, building a family enterprise, working together, working as a unit to ensure your safety, your child's safety, and they're growing up the right way. Our people don't think like that. Our people are totally, Hosea 4:6, our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. And we're at a time now where there's really not an excuse. All right, that's why I like to bring out 2 Peter's, the 3rd chapter, out a lot, because it says, for this they are willingly ignorant. A lot of jakes are just willingly choose, right, to be ignorant, to walk in a way that isn't right because of what pleasures they have gained in this world and in this life. They can't see beyond that. All they know is they don't want to suffer now, so they're able to get, certain, things to escape or accumulate certain things to escape, and that's how they've settled. They've become complacent.
Yeah, Jake living in this society, you're putting it into a tight, small little box of things that you can and can't do. Like if you listen, like the brother said, you listen to positive music, you're looked at as lame. Let's say you listen to something like classical music, which is soothing, right?
Right, carries a higher vibration.
Yeah, they look at you like you're lame or you're a weirdo. You gotta listen to this brain dead rap music where
everything is about how hard you can be, Like a brother sent around a video where Jake got into an altercation. Okay, he got out of his car, some sort of dispute, and then the guy turned around and put all these shots in him. And this woman in the back of the car, she could care less. She's provoking him to do something about it. That's not wise, man. You can't be out here like that. For as hard as you are, there's always gonna be someone who's, bigger, badder. Yeah, you take care, man. Thank you. There's always gonna be somebody bigger and badder and more hard. What the hell do you have to prove, man? You gotta be wise out here, man. And that's really, to act that way means that you're not in control of your emotions. A lot of people have not developed emotional maturity. So what? Somebody says some shit, so what, man? Our mentality is let the Most High deal with it. The Most High gonna get them. They're not getting away with, nobody getting away with anything, man. We're not put in a position to be taking vengeance into our own hands. We got to wait on Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, then we'll receive real power. Right now, we're subject to death. Why would you put yourself in a position where you can suffer death when we're already surrounded by death the way it is? Enough as it is. For what? To show off to a woman who once you dead, she gonna go fuck with somebody else? All right? There's no honor in this kingdom, man. No honor in this kingdom, no civility, no real civility, right? I have a precept, brothers. Yeah, real quick, this is Isaiah 13:11. It says, and I will punish the world for their evil and the wicked for their iniquity. And I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Right, so the point here is the Lord said he was going to punish the world for their evil. And we've been, really getting on these people today in terms of, their evil way. All right, we've been focusing on Jake and we've been focusing on the heathen accordingly. Because the Lord is getting ready to punish all the world for their evil, whether they be 2/3 Israelites or whether they be the heathen, for all their wicked ways, homosexuality, transgenderism, bestiality, their political point of views, and just their opinions that don't amount to anything. They're not of any value. Everybody wants to, vomit at the mouth, diarrhea at the mouth, like they have something to say, and they have nothing to say that is of any real substance or value. It's all more vain opinions.
I got a precept.
Beautiful. Bring it out.
This is book of Sirach. It's going to be verse 3.
I got a couple more verses on this.
Sirach here. Yeah, Sirach chapter 3, and I think it might be verse 24. Let me see. And it reads, it says, for many are deceived by their own vain opinion. and an evil suspicion hath overthrown their judgment.
Evil suspicion.
That's right. Yeah. So many are deceived. Tricked. And duped by their own vain opinion, what they think. You know what I mean? Because I always go into how the heart.
Yeah, to believe the word deceived
Yeah.
basically breaks down to believe a lie.
Right.
To believe a lie, When you're deceived, you believe a lie. Right? The root of deception is formulated on a lie. When you're trying to persuade somebody to do something, all right, or go off, you're lying to them, you're deceiving them. Okay? Yeah.
There's so many different spirits. Really, like I said, you go into it, it's really spirits that, the Lord allow on the left-hand side, right, to deceive, to open you up, to work on it. You know what I mean? To put those thoughts by live in your mind. All right? And then what? Then you do. Yeah. Or a lot, if it's, multiple, was it chem? Or multiple, your and plural, masculine. Chem, Elabcum, if we masculine, more y'all, because there's more y'all listening. It's not just one of y'all on there. Y'all listening out there. Right. You know what I mean? More so speaking, the Hebrew, But yeah, man, Lord, open your mind up and such. Having you believe a lie, muse on it and all that. And then now what? You coming out to in the cities, coming out spewing all these different doctrines, and we like, what? Huh?
Right.
It's wrong.
Right.
Okay? Fine.
Yeah, and that's part of prophecy too.
Yep.
That there shall be many that shall go after their own lusts, their own spirits, right? Yeah, deceiving themselves. Yeah, deceiving themselves. So that's why we pray to the Lord, protect our minds, protect our spirits, that we don't get taken in anything like that, because the Lord is terrible, man. The Lord could at any time do that to you. So that's really, for us to be aware and err on the side of caution as to how we conduct ourselves in this ministry. At least the Lord take us away and cause us to believe something that isn't true and end up becoming destroyed by it, I'm going to go back to this real quick, but that was a beautiful precept, and that's the ways of the world. Okay, you got certain Israelite groups that really applies to them. Okay, they've been overthrown by their vain suspicion and different opinions. That's why you got guys breaking down the scriptures wrong, not being able to determine and distinguish that Cornelius is an Israelite, which then opens up for the other nations to receive salvation, which is a damn lie. That's a lie. These other nations have no salvation. The Lord is not going to take them up onto a chariot. All right? We can't even get on them without having new bodies. At least that damn heathen.
Yeah, the scripture says a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. They go off on one point, then they start going off on another point, then they start twisting the scriptures all up, and it's something foreign, completely foreign to what they were originally taught.
That's basically justifying the wicked and condemning the just, because how the hell is it that Esau done all this wickedness throughout the world? He's destroying everything, but Most High just gonna allow him to slip up in there and slide through as if he hasn't been, causing all types of chaos, man. Esau is nothing more than an agent of chaos. Everywhere he goes, death, destruction, all right, and instability follows, man. Hence John 10 and 10. Hence Malachi 1 and 4. He is the border of wickedness. Where he goes, evil follows, because he is the man of sin. He's the son of perdition, okay, or destruction. That's what he sows in the earth. That's why everything is so messed up, man. And we're going to keep saying it because it's true. Esau is the source of all the problems of the earth. His rulership, the way he governs, is totally contrary to the righteousness of the Lord. That's why he needs to be taken out of the power. Somebody get the book of Sirach, all right, chapter 12. And you could probably start, I'm going to say, roughly 10? Yeah, 10. No, wait, no, that's not what I want. I want 10, the book of Sirach, chapter 10, and Yes, sir. That's it.
This is Sirach 10 and 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man.
Yeah, and who's the most covetous of all the nations? The Edomite. He'll stop at nothing to take what he wants. And because, of that spirit, as the scriptures say, the pride of thine heart has deceived thee, thy terribleness has deceived thee, because, it's been given in the power of his hand for a certain time, because he's been able to go throughout the earth. Let that go by. Because he's been able to go throughout the earth, all right, and destroy many nations and take their resources and destabilize certain regions through his military. Remember, Esau rules through that beast system, which is NATO and the EU. The NATO side is his military industrial complex. That's the force of the sword, which is the blessing Esau's been given, right? Which is the rebirth of the Roman Empire or structure, all right? And the economic side of things is the EU, okay? And then another part of it is when, America puts sanctions on certain nations, it causes them to not be able to thrive economically. Certain goods and services make it more difficult for them to obtain. That's putting pressure on them, right? And that's the power of the Edomite, okay? That's the power of the Edomite, the so-called white man. And because of these unrighteous dealings, because of these riches gotten by deceit, right? They set up puppet governments, right? Puppet leaders. So what do they do when they see a certain leader of a country not doing or bending to the will in which he wants them to? He sets up rebels, right? He sets up contrary parts, trains them, right? They train missionaries, or they'll train rebel groups, all right? Insurgents, you got insurgents, right? All these different names for it, but it's all the same thing. You got Edomites training these different groups to try to destabilize the region, and it gives them an excuse to get up in there and, occupy the country or region militarily.
They are foreign force, and a lot of these countries are sovereign. You know what I mean? Like, for the United States government just invade, that's what's that? What Saddam Hussein was in Iraq under false pretense of having nuclear weapons and such, weapons of mass destruction. And really, like I said, that wasn't. It was found they didn't have that.
Yeah, the war on terror.
And they've been in. What's that? That's
Need
the longest.
to stop the war on terror.
Yeah, that's like one of the longest wars that they've been in.
Right. Keep speaking.
Yeah. Been in Afghanistan and Iraq. All right. I'm gonna get that real quick. This piece of information. How long has the U.S. and Middle East or wherever, like, you know what I mean? It's so. Damn, I mean, if you really go back to it.
Yeah, so this is how we know this is the man of sin.
Yep,
this is the man of perdition. That this, when the brother was reading in the book of Sirach about who it is that's gotten all this riches by unrighteous dealings, by deceit, it's really talking about the Edomite. Read that information right there, man.
It says, research conducted by the Jan Group and Geo Television Network reveals that the United States has been at war for about 225 of the 243 years since its inception in 1776.
Bro, anybody want to speak on that? Read that again, man.
It says,
so since this man has become a nation of power, right? He's been at war. What does it say? War was in his heart. That's only talking about the one man. That's the Edomite. That's why he invests so much into his military, man. Right? And he got all these different branches of the military. He got all these different psyops. Yeah, He got his special forces. He got all, because this man it lives after the sword. Read that again.
It says, research conducted by the Jan Group and Geo Television Network reveals that the United States has been at war for about 225 of the 243 years since its inception in 1776.
Right, and really it's longer than that because I think that was published. Was that published last year? Okay, so you know, I gotta add another year on that. It is still at war, and they're still trying to get into war, whether through proxy, right? Bro, this man is nothing but a warmonger. That's why Esau is known as the fucking bully of the earth. Yeah, the hammer, brother. Yeah. So read that, and then this brother got a precept, and then whatever y'all have. And that's why the Lord, I got to read this one more time. That's why the book of Isaiah 13, I just got done reading. He said, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. Who's the arrogant? Who's the proud? Esau, Edom. And it says that he will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Okay, when you go into the book of Jeremiah, all right, it tells you that this man's terribleness and pride has deceived him. Thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock. Who's that talking about, man? Come on now.
Yeah, you leave it up to this. These people so prideful and arrogant. All the chaos that they've caused throughout the world, all the wars that they started, these people will still tell you they're the good guys.
Right.
And God we trust. God love America.
Brave, courageous.
Peace and
Crazy.
democracy.
Right.
To the nations.
Peace for all. Peace for all as he's dropping bombs on other nations, killing women, children. All right, bombing hospitals, schools. And y'all don't want to talk about that though.
They talking about us.
Okay, got
They talking about America.
Right. But then if you don't like it, leave. The
Yeah,
problem,
you don't, like the statement the brother said, you don't even have to say which country you talking about. They know which country you talking
Right.
about. He talking about America.
Yeah, but you know what? Here's the thing. This man got to be taken out of power. Let's go to the source of the problem. Source of the problem is the Edomite. And those that think like the Edomite, they're the problem too. Okay, that goes down to the other heathen as well. But read the rest of that, Sirach. Or read it, and then we're going to come back to, or not come back to, but then this brother got a precept.
Okay, Sirach 10 and 8, because of unrighteous dealings and injuries and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For Solomon. Says, for such as one settled his own soul to sale. Why is earth and ashes proud? There is not a more wicked thing than a covetous man. For such as one setteth his own soul to sale. Because while he liveth, he casteth away his bowels.
Yeah, and that's talking about Esau. What did he sell when he was faced with hunger? All right, he sold his birthright. Now people say, "Oh, well, Jacob stole the blessing and all that." Okay, but he didn't steal the blessing. All right, the Lord already set it up in the heavens that Esau would lose the blessing and Jacob would gain the blessing, and that's how it manifested in the physical. That Esau would literally give up his birthright for raw, uncooked meat. All right? And so it went to Jacob, and then the confirmation is when Isaac went and blessed Jacob, okay? With the right of the firstborn, basically. Because what do you do when you have the firstborn? All right, man-child, you give him all the substance, okay? All the goodly substance, all the best of everything goes on to him when you go into the law, all right? And the right of the firstborn, all right? And really, see, and people aren't spiritual. See, Esau might have been firstborn, okay, in the physical, but the Most High himself is an Israelite. The Most High himself is a Judite. His son is a Judite. The Lord always intended that the Israelites were going to inherit the blessings, the ultimate blessings. Because even Esau, as wicked as he is, eventually got a blessing, okay? And it was to rule the world in wickedness via the sword. And that's what he's doing. He's carrying out his blessing. Okay? Which we went, is his military. Okay, but through that power he has gained, the blessing he has gained, he has done nothing but wickedness. He's done nothing righteous. Brother, there's a lantern fly on you. It flew near me and came on you. And that's what the brother just read about unrighteous dealings and injuries gotten by deceit, and that he'll even sell, he'll set his own soul for sale. And that's exactly what Esau has done. Okay? By giving up his birthright. Okay? Go ahead.
I got one. This is Micah 2:2. This is their system, how they get down.
Right.
They covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
You know, look, to be an Israelite, to take on this heritage, you know, it's pretty much sin to this damn world, to this Edomite. Right. All right. Like I said, I can't walk around with no fringes. That'd be crazy.
Bro, think about
on this side.
What does Esau set up these industries? Okay, what is basically the initiation to wealth in this kingdom? You have to do what? You have to sell your soul. Right. Well, that's all part of selling your soul, is committing immoral sacrifice. Now, who's at the hedge of that? So who the one set his soul for sale? He's totally beholden on to the left hand. Remember, that's why the Lord said that, you know, he can't do good. All right? That the wicked casteth the words of the Most High behind him. You see, brothers? It all adds up. And see, you got simple-minded Jakes that come in that same spirit because they're covetous too. What do they want? They want money, they want resources, they want access to fame, and right? So who do they got to go to get it? You can't do it righteously. You don't become a millionaire, okay, by being righteous, okay? And then individuals that are, you know, let's say they have built their own business and they got certain money. Well, Esau, if he wants to, he'll try to influence you and take it away from you. Okay? But anyway, yeah, I mean, so for people who say, oh, well, I'm a millionaire, I'm not selling out, you know, but the truth of the matter is we know that you ain't right. Okay? We know that you're not going to sacrifice your money, right? It said that it'll be easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than a rich man into the kingdom of heaven. So we already know your thought process when it comes to money anyway, even if you obtained it, you know, from the ground up and didn't have to sell out. So we can address everything, but the point still stands. All right? So the brother read about they taketh away fields, okay? They covet. Well, read it again.
I got it.
Read it again.
This is gonna be Micah 2:2.
Start from 1.
Okay, Micah 2:1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
It's talking about Esau, Edom. All right, and remember that in their beds is really symbolic to the fact that they're at rest. In other words, they're in their kingdom. You know, okay. And they sanction different think tanks to conjure up certain things that they enact in society. All right, to gain them more control, more power, more wealth. Right. And those think tanks, they're all being motivated by left-handed power. All right. A lot of themselves are witches, warlocks, okay, and have connected into that left-handed power. Go ahead. Through
when
sacrifice.
The morning is light, they practice it.
Right, morning is light, they practice it. Okay, go ahead.
Because it is in their power of their mind.
That power of their hand.
On their hand, yeah.
Right, yeah, so because it's in the power of their hand, right, meaning they obtain different resources, they have certain levels of understanding on the left, all right? They practice it, meaning they put it into work, all right? They frame it mischief by a law, right? So they'll put a law, you know, to protect them, all right? Like they have, think about all the different war crimes they've committed and they have not been held accountable. Because they're the ones ultimately making the law, okay? So that's an example of that. So it's in the power of their hand. They could easily excuse themselves from any type of accountability because it's in the power of their hand. Meanwhile, they're able to fucking bring other people into execution, all right? They're deeming who's right, who's wrong, you know, what's wicked, what's righteous, what's good, what's bad. It's in the power of their hand. They're able to do that. They have the power, the resources, the influence.
Okay. And they covet fields and take them by violence.
And through those measures, exactly, that's how they covet fields. Fields is representative of land, man. And they haven't just done that here in America, right? They've done that throughout the whole world. Go ahead.
And houses, and they take them away.
They take houses, whole houses, right? They got something called eminent domain, right? They even allow the police force the power to seize certain assets under civil forfeiture. And think about that. That's on a lower level. They're doing this stuff by, sending forth the military and all of that, mercenaries to destroy things, man, and to take them from people. Right? How do you think they get a hold of poppy fields and oil reserves? They're going over there, they're starting a war, and they're taking the shit. All right? Or they're putting up somebody in there, okay? Overthrow their government, putting somebody up in there that'll, go the way that they want them to.
So they oppress a man in his house.
They oppress a man in his house. This whole system is one that works off oppression. Okay? Bro, the moment that you're born basically into debt. Like you were talking earlier about college. In order for you to get an education, you have to go into debt first.
Yeah, man.
So you're beholden, okay, you're in total captivity to these different contracts. You sign on the dotted line, they afford you these different loans, and now you're in debt from the jump, from the get-go. Then you try to get a job, you're too qualified, you're underqualified, all these different fucking things to prevent you from breaking free out of that debt or to prolong it as much as possible to make your life a living hell. And that's just one of many examples. Taxes. All right? What are some other things? So go into it. All right? People talk about systematic oppression. Let's go. Let's get in the spirit of what we're talking about.
Finish it up?
Yeah.
Even a man and his heritage.
Yep. They did that to Gad, they did that to Judah, they did that to Ephraim, all throughout the islands, all right? They displaced us. We were taken, first of all, the first tribes, the first slaves come out of Europe, okay, Spain, all right? And then it made its way over here to this side of the world, all right? They were already oppressing the Latin tribes and the Native Americans in the latter end of the 1400s, all right? So before the transatlantic slave trade, okay, meaning to be brought across the Atlantic, they were already doing those things in Europe and down in the islands and such, okay? They were already doing those things to the Northern Kingdom, all right, as well as the Southern Kingdom. Again, you do your history, the first slaves actually came out of Europe, all right? In that side of the world, all right? Before we were taken out of different parts of Africa, all right, and taken to this side of the world. So they oppress a man in his heritage, all right? They beat out of us that we were Israelites, okay? Any reminiscent of us, keeping our traditions or anything, Esau totally oppressed it out of us, man. Hung us, burned us alive, put us on auctioning blocks. And the same, okay, that same mentality is practiced within society, okay? Like the brother quoted earlier about being the first hired, the last hired rather, the first fired. Okay, you got things like the 13th Amendment. That's why our people are really a target of the police. Okay, and of course our people don't do themselves any justice by behaving the way that they do. They give Esau all the ammo they need to lock their ass up. But still, this system has been totally designed to oppress a man in his heritage. They put your ass in jail for a certain number of years for a non-violent offense, and they get free labor out of you. That's oppression, man. Other countries, you go to other countries in their jail system, they actually believe in rehabilitation for certain crimes. All right? Oh, I forget exactly the man's name, but I remember a brother posted a side-by-side of an Edomite committing a crime and Jake committing a crime. It was the same crime. They had the same history, criminal history, and everything, same crime committed, and Jake got like 20 more years.
Elvis Presley.
You know what I'm saying? Like that, and so for anybody who says that don't exist, we're making it up, we're blaming all our problems on Esau, you're a damn idiot, man. You're totally ignorant to what the hell is going on.
Yeah, that's this one. Yeah, he got 2 years in the county.
Oh, there you go.
want to see it
Yeah,
right here.
On camera.
You can see it. It's on there.
Same judge, and of course, it's none other than the damn devil.
Yeah.
And this is the way this goes for our people on a daily basis. Just because you turn a blind eye to it doesn't mean it's not happening.
Good.
Man.
All right.
And Esau got all paid, so you finished off on that, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So there's an example, there's a prime example of what the scripture's talking about. And the only way that we can be liberated is Yahushua comes back and subdues this man, his kingdom, and the other heathen nations, which is what we're proclaiming in the side of the world, man. Yahushua is coming back, all right? And he's getting ready to destroy a lot of people. Isaiah 66 and 15. All right? Whether you choose to believe it or not has no effect on what the Lord is actually getting ready to do. So we can get a couple precepts and close, pertaining to the topic. Because I pretty much, said everything that needed to be said in the spirit. The brother just brought out that precept about Esau. And things are moving a lot more quickly. As a matter of fact, you can get Revelation 12 and 12. That's a good one. Because you know that he had a short time, right? So get that real quick.
Yeah.
And for our labor, and for our work, and for our sacrifices, okay, the Lord is going to bless us beyond measure, man. The Lord got a lot of beautiful things coming to the Lord's elect. The next verse in Isaiah 13 that I was reading was that the Lord is going to make a man much more precious than that of fine gold. Okay, because men are going to be scarce. All right, real men are going to be scarce. The only real man is an Israelite man who's after Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, after the ways of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai anyways. But a lot of these men are going to be drafted into war. A lot of these men are going to be put to death. So men are going to be in a limited supply. Okay, real true men that are going to be able to protect you in these latter times are going to be in short supply. The Lord said he was going to make a man more precious than that of fine gold. And that's an Israelite man, okay, who has the faith, okay, and the truth of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai within him. Because the Lord is going to magnify us in these latter times, giving brothers spiritual power, the ability to heal. And furthermore, we're going to have the spirit, so we're going to have the proper direction. Okay, so we're going to be looked after and sustained in this time, brothers, right?
I got a precept real quick.
Sure.
This is a law about judgment. This is Leviticus 19 and 15. You shall do no unrighteousness in judgment. Thou shalt not respect the persons of the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. But in righteousness shalt thou judge thy neighbor. Esau, believes in the book, swearing on the Bible, which is against the scriptures. But he puts in God we trust. He does all this thing to be so-called quote-unquote God-fearing, but in his own judicial system, it has nothing based upon actual real law and order.
Right.
With real judgments, there's no real judge. That judge, like the brother said, the example, that's not a real judgment.
Right. One dude got a whole different.
Well, that's why they say we have a legal system, not a justice system,
Exactly, yep.
because you can't get justice from this man.
Exactly. Yeah. So clearly, these laws and these
No, justice, slack it, brother, but justice literally goes back to equity, which means balance. That's why in the courtroom they have that balance, but he's not a balanced man, okay? He's off in his judgment. He oppresses the man in his heritage. Yeah, that's totally off, man. Salakia, go ahead. This man's he's a hypocrite, he's a devil, he's a demon, bro. Esau's a damn devil, man. What more evidence do you need? How much more evidence do you want? Jay gonna wait until they receive the end of a missile, man. But that's on you. Go ahead. That was it, right?
We went in Revelation 12 and 12, I know, right?
Yeah.
I got real quick. It's Jeremiah chapter 51.
Give me Matthew's 20
and verse. This is Jeremiah 51 and 24. And I will render unto Babylon, America, to all inhabitants of the Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight, saith the Lord, Most High Yahweh. It says, behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain. All right, mountains represents government, America having that hegemon and a major political influence, both politically, militarily, all right, socially, all right, in the entire world. All right, that's that woman, of course, that rides upon a scarlet colored beast. All right, beast being NATO, EU, All right, hosts, of course, of these European nations that Esau ruled. All right, and help sustain this power structure.
Yeah,
all
America,
right?
that's why America is not really a country, it's a corporation. It's a place for the nations to make their money in business. All right? The brother mentioned a woman, that's why this kingdom is known as the whore. All right? Right.
Deals with anybody.
Right.
What's the price?
Right. That's why all these different nations are able to come over here and set up shop and make their money and send it overseas. You know, they totally abuse the land and everything. Okay? But yeah, and they're gonna have to pay for that. No, that's what Esau uses this land, okay, in the military and the fighting power really to go fight the interests, okay, of his wicked heart, of his evil intent. And really, these people are over there dying for nothing. You know, they're not defending freedom because we're not free over here, okay. Arguably, you could say, well, you know, the same rights you have here in America, you don't have in other places. I'm not denying that, but at the crux, we're not really free. We're granted what is called privileges based upon the government say so. That's not freedom. That's not true freedom. Okay? Right? So just because we have a little bit more liberty than, let's say, the next country doesn't mean that we're really any more free. Okay? All right? And really, it's through the mercy of the Lord that we're able to do, and that's all according to prophecy anyways. You know? The whole reason why we're able to stand on our feet and speak this word is because the Lord said that we were going to, we're said unto them, you are not the sons of the Most High, ye shall be called the sons of the living power. That's all according to prophecy. You know? So we need that ability to move, but at the end of the day, we're still in captivity. It's the same as the rest of these heathen, or Jake rather, in these other nations. Right? The Edomite is ruled the world. Job 9:24. His influence has gone throughout the entire world. His ways, his philosophy. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, behold, I am against thee, O destroyed mountain, said the Lord Yahweh, which destroyeth all the earth.
Damn.
And I will stretch out mine hand upon thee. All right, now I want to go into that word, maybe stretch. I don't know if I did it before. It's natah. Basically, the Lord is going to, he's going to extend, he's going to bend down. All right, he's going to thrust away. All right, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai, when he thrusts away, of course, he's going to get rid of course, that serpent. Esau Edom. Yep. All right?
That old serpent, the devil.
That old serpent, the devil, which is the devil. Right.
Esau, yeah.
Esau, Edom.
White man.
Right. Khan.
Right.
You know?
Let's get to the next
and
one.
It says, and finishing up, and roll thee down from the rocks, and I will make thee a burnt mountain. And the Lord's going to destroy America via ice, beam, and fire.
Yeah.
All right?
That's it.
Khan. That's it right there. Is that?
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah, I got it.
Come on, man.
I gotta learn how to break down the time so I can come to everybody, see what everybody's
Hey, well, it's all in the spirit, you know. Either way, whichever camp you go to, you're gonna be edified, brother. So, don't stress about it too much.
You know what I said?
I said, don't stress about it too much. It's all in the spirit.
Okay.
No matter what camp you join, you're gonna be edified, meaning built up in the spirit.
I can't say it that fast.
Okay, no, you say it slow. In your pace. Yeah, you know it though, right?
Yeah, it's like I'll praise Yahweh.
All right, will you? Yeah.
Well, when you specifically saluting a brother,
yeah.
you say Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash, Barak. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, you did. You give praise to the Lord.
Yeah.
So if you like, if we salute me and you, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai,
Yeah. Yeah, see, let me put it this way, because when we call it a salute, right? But really what you're doing is you're blessing the brother directly.
With the Most
When you're
High.
saying Barakatah, you're saying the Most High and His Son in the name of the Spirit bless you. So really what you're doing is you're blessing the brother when you greet him. So you got to think of it like that. Now you're blessing the Most High. You're giving glory to the Lord, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Call volume, all praises.
Right.
Yeah, you'll.
Con. Con, you got it, brother. Absolutely. Oh, so yeah, with that, we're gonna be out here a little earlier next week, though. Expect between 12 and 3. 12 and 3, okay? Okay. Yeah. Con. All right, Lord's will, brother. All right, shalom. All right, yeah. So.
Matthew, you want to end on that?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I mean, Revelations 12 and 12, but we know that the Lord is shortening. Well, we're gonna just read it because it all works together, brothers. It all works together.
Well, that's Matthew.
Yeah, but it all works in it all works. It's all
both.
We're gonna get
them both.
Yeah, we're gonna get them both.
We're gonna get them both.
You're gonna get this work.
It's Revelations chapter 12, verse 12 says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time."
And we see all the moves Esau's making right now. Everything's getting a lot more difficult, a lot more harsh, and that's all because he knows that he is in jeopardy of losing his kingdom, and he's fighting every which way to try to, retain power. But it's meant for him to lose all power. Right. So things are just going to continue to be on a decline and get a lot worse out here as this devil continues to make his moves and comes harsher and harsher with these different measures. Okay, leading us right into the mandation of the MOTB.
And if I might say,
yes,
one of the main reasons or one of the main indicators is the pandemic, man. How the whole world has been flipped upside down, and how when it even to this very day they say that there's no such thing as going back to normal. Right. This is the new normal, right? They say that a lot. Yeah. So just know that things are progressively going to get worse because he knows he has a short time. Yes. So you see these things happening just in an instant. In 2020, the whole world was turned upside down, man.
Yeah, remember the CDC and the World Health Organization is an entity, okay, or power of the Edomite, okay? Because we are in something that's called medical martial law. The word martial means war. So we're in war, really, okay? And that's what they did. They declared war on the people, whether they realize it or not. That's why they're forcing people to get these experimental drugs. And remember, that's everybody's basically the whole world, like you said, is beholden to the CDC and the World Health Organization, which are entities of the Edomite.
Yep, that's right.
Okay? And that's part of their NWO, okay? It's one of the ways that they're bringing that system in together, or bring it into full fruition, okay? But it's not gonna ultimately fully come in, okay? Yeah. Another bug out. A lot of them out here right now. Overweight whore. And overweight demon.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 22. It says, "And except those days shall be shortened, there should no flesh be saved, but for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened."
Woo! And that's why, brothers, see the time is passing by quick. All right? You blink, it's already the next Saturday. So the Lord is going to continue to shorten the time for the sake of the elect. Otherwise, no flesh shall be saved, which means the time is shortening and prophecy is going out greater in abundance. And we're that much closer to salvation and that much closer to the kingdom. So that's what we want. So we need Esau to hurry the hell up and do his thing so we can get into them chariots. The Lord, was sent forth to redeem us from the earth, okay, wherever we are scattered, of the hopeful elect, which consists of the Israelites, okay, and the foreigners, which are Israelites, who have, been mingled among the nations, but are coming out of that to join themselves back to the house of Israel, who are of the, faith. Salvation's for you, all right? So we need that. We're praying for that. We're hoping for that, and that's why we are out here and teaching, so it happens, all the quicker, right? The Lord said to give him no rest until he makes us that praise and fame in the earth. So, the mission. We got to stay on task, brothers, and the Lord is going to take care of the rest. So with that, we want to give all honor, glory, and praise unto
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Rachakadosh.
Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to the Lord's elect.
Shalom.